Welcome to the Elephant Challenge, Valentine's Day edition. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, you are welcome to come over to the Zoom. It is a live Zoom. We're hanging out over in a webinar. We'll have a lighter group here today. Usually we'll have about 7,500 people attend the Elephant Challenge and hang out with us for 3 days. So for the people that are just tuning in, Elephant Challenge happens every single month. It's a little bit different every single month. The purpose is for us to give free value to our free Facebook group, Creative Finance with Pace Morby. So if you guys are watching this on YouTube and you don't know, we have a free Facebook group where you can not only find my existing students in Subto, Gator, and top tier TC, but you can also find private money lenders. You can find people to do deals with. You can find live deals. In fact, if I went to the Facebook group right now, I could scroll through and probably find 5 or 7 deals to look at and buy today. Now, whether that's for you or not, I don't know. I know what is for you is coming into a live setting. This is why we do the Elephant Challenges, because when you watch somebody build their business, it's a little bit different than just reading it in a book and watching it on a video. It's nice to have a live atmosphere once a month. And so we do that one time a month. I do it usually on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then we have a bonus Saturday Q&A and just hang out for 3 or 4 hours. So today we're going to go, I think we'll go about 2.5 hours today. We'll 3 o'clock to 5:30 Arizona time. In the future, just so you know, I only talk Arizona time, and there's a reason for that. It's reliable. We don't change our time like a lot of people across the country. We do not change our time. We keep it the same time all year round. I don't know why, but people forget that it's 2024 and we don't need to turn our clocks twice a year to accommodate for farming and all the things that we used to do in the old days, right? So Arizona time today, 3 o'clock, we started. We're just a couple minutes in. We'll get Alex up here in a couple of seconds. I'll tell you guys a little bit more about what we're going to be doing for this Elephant Challenge. It's going to be a little bit different of a format, as it always is, every month, a little bit different format. So 3 o'clock today, we'll be here. It's 3 o'clock tomorrow, that's Thursday, and 3 o'clock Friday as well. Now, make sure you guys are squatting up in the comments and make sure that you guys are asking for my students' help. You're gonna have Subto students, Gators in here, top tier TCs in the side chat that are trained. In fact, on a daily basis, our Subto community has about 14 hours of live training every single day for basically the rest of their lives. And so those 14 hours come in handy when you need something and you come in here and go, oh my gosh, I have a deal, or I have a question, or I have this. Rely on the community that we built. Now, the Facebook group is not our community. I want to be very clear there, because some people say, hey, I'm in your community. I'm like, awesome, you can go help this person. Then this person that they go help comes back to me and says, Pace, this person in your community did not help me. I'm like, how? They're trained. And it comes to find out that they're in the free Facebook group. And I'm like, oh, the difference is the community is my students have continual training. We hang out together. We do meetups together. I travel around. I visit with them. I do deals with them, et cetera. They do deals with each other. And the Facebook group is where my students get to come in and help the people who are not in our community. So remember, if you're in the free Facebook group, you need to be looking for the trained students that have been in Subto, in Gator, and top tier TC for an extended period of time. They'll help you out, okay? Give them some appreciation in the side chat as well, because they do come in here. A lot of them that are making $500,000 or more a year coming in the side chat in the Elephant Challenge, they don't need to be here. They're here to help you. They're here to be somebody that you can rely on, etc. And they're in the side chat. So the format of the day, it's going to be a little bit different than what I've done in the past. I decided today we're going to do a little bit more of a one-on-one approach where I have somebody on my team. Her name is Alex. Now, Alex, we'll bring her up here in 1 minute. Alex runs the Facebook group and she's learning about real estate and she's learning about these things. And at some point, I imagine she's going to want to do some of her own deals. I imagine she probably doesn't want to work for Pace for the rest of her life. She probably is like, I hate this guy. How do I use what this guy teaches to go get myself a couple of rentals and just get the heck out of here? Because this guy sucks. I don't know. Maybe those things are things that come across her mind, but maybe not across her mouth. She'll probably deny it, but I imagine everybody that works for me is like, that guy sucks. I don't know. But today what we're going to do is we're going to talk about starting a business, and her personality is going to be very different than a lot of people's personality in here. And so you're going to see me kind of navigate a personality type. Okay. So think about that. One of the reasons why real estate is so challenging is because there's so many ways to win. In fact, might be the first note you should take down is I've never met one person with an identical real estate business ever one time. I've never one time met somebody that has an identical business to another person in real estate. Not one time. This is not like sandwich shops where it's like you cookie cutter a Subway sandwich franchise and you see them on every corner. That is not how real estate works. I don't know one person. Okay. Too many ways to succeed. Now, if there's too many ways to succeed, then I feel as if everybody needs a little bit of personal guidance, right? They need to understand their individual personality. And so today, that's what we're going to do with Alex. I'm going to ask Alex, what do you want to do? What do you want to accomplish? Okay, let's go set out to do that. Are you guys cool with that? Are we cool with keeping it that simple? Now, if you're more advanced, I'm going to ask you guys this one time. I will not repeat myself. However, sometimes I do slow down. And when I slow down, sometimes the more advanced people get frustrated. They forget that this is a free challenge, okay? They forget that the reason I do this is for the people who are not them. So if you are in here and you've done dozens of deals, this challenge is for you to be a leader, not somebody that's in here waiting to learn something. This is a free challenge. There's nothing we sell in here. There's nothing that we're trying to, get you into some mentorship or something like that. There's none of that goes on here. We're just trying to provide tremendous free value for everybody in here. Now, we do use some tools. Those tools cost money. You can choose to use those tools or not use those tools. We have a tool that we use frequently in the Elephant Challenge. It's called Privy. And I'll be using that today, starting out with Alex. So without further ado, let's bring Alex up to the stage. If Alex can come up here on her own, that'd be great. And let's get this started. What up, Alex? How you doing?
Hey, Pace.
Spotlight you. Alex, tell us about yourself. What's your age? Where'd you grow up? Where were you born? All that stuff.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I was born in sunny Arizona, right here in Glendale, if y'all know where that's at. And I recently moved out to Mesa to come work for Pace. Super stoked about that. But I've lived in other places. Like I lived in Colorado for a little bit. I even spent a little bit of time abroad. But yeah, I was born and raised out here.
Wow, that's
Coming
cool.
back
I did
to my
not know
roots.
that. Arizona is the freaking best. I feel like you and I are very spoiled that we get to live in this state. Are you like, what's your sibling situation? How many siblings you have?
I'm one of four. So I have an older brother,
Hmm.
an older sister, and a younger brother. So
Okay, so you do well with other people.
yeah, I would say so.
Okay, are you and your older brother close?
Yeah, we're definitely close. Me and my older brother, I would say I'm probably closest with my oldest sister.
Hmm.
But I love all my siblings equally.
Okay, cool. I love it. This helps me understand a little bit more about your personality. Now, you do social media for us. You help us run the Facebook group. So everybody that's in that Facebook group, please give her a little bit of love. Tell her you appreciate her. She's putting a lot of time and energy into that Facebook group. Have you put much thought into building your own real estate business? I know you're watching Eric. I know you're watching other people like, people on our team have done Gator deals or Subto deals. Do you look at that and go, I want to do that? Or do you look at that and go, I don't want to do that?
Oh my gosh, I want to do that more than anything. I just honestly never thought it was possible for me. So
Okay.
it inspired me a lot to want to take action and like put myself out there.
Okay, cool. So let's talk about the ways to make money in real estate. And then maybe I can help you determine which way and which route you should go. And then we can start trying to build your business. Okay.
Okay.
So there are multiple ways to make money in real estate. You could become a real estate agent, but then you're going to be having another job and you're serving another client and you're chasing clientele all the time, which is not really a business. It's more of a career that you're serving a client. Okay, cool. So let's talk about if you're a real estate investor, which is what I think you want to do. There's four real ways to make money in real estate. You can be the lender, right? You can bring money to the table, whether it's your money or somebody else's money. That's Gator.
Hmm.
You could help out with finding deals for buyers. That would be called wholesaling. You could fix and flip and manage contractors and do all of those types of things. Or you could build a portfolio and build kind of passive income. Have you thought about which route you would rather go? Let's talk about the real estate ones, not the Gator stuff. Let's talk about wholesale, fix and flip, or portfolio. Which route would you rather go?
Well, ultimately I'd love to build a portfolio. I was previously a leasing consultant for about a year and a half. And I really fell in love with like property management too. So I feel like I would excel in building a team to kind of build a portfolio with and have maybe some Airbnb rooms.
Okay, got it. So I love that. I did not know you were a leasing consultant. That's super helpful. So you were helping people get into apartments and they were giving you applications. You were going through their applications, making sure they were a good fit, onboarding them into the apartment, all of those types of things. Were you getting paid salary or were you getting paid per person that actually moved into an apartment?
Yeah, so hourly and commission.
Damn. All right, cool. Hourly and commission. So do you survive or thrive in a situation like that where you work on commission, or do you not like that feeling?
It was the first job that I ever had that was commission based. And I gotta say, I like the consistency of knowing exactly what I'm bringing in. So
I love that.
maybe not ideal.
I freaking love that. That's such a good answer. I think there's a lot of people that are not like that. And I think the hardest part about real estate, again, is that there's so many ways to succeed. And so you look at somebody like an Eric or you look at somebody like a Pace and you're like, oh, okay, I have to do what he's doing in order for me to become successful. And I think for somebody that's like, no, I need something that's a little bit more reliable as per my personality and desires and how I enjoy my life, it is daunting and it's hard to kind of figure out which way you want to go, right? Okay. Awesome. Guys, let's do us all a favor. One time. We're going to do this one time. Everybody in the side chat, put your name, what you do, whether you're a Subto student, whether you're a Gator, whether you're a top tier TC, whether you're a newbie, put it all in the side chat. Okay. One thing we don't want to do is the entire 2.5 hours we're hanging out here, we just have people blasting the comments. I'll just turn off the comments, right? And I don't like that. I like having the comments. I like people participating. But if I don't do this in the very beginning, it's kind of sad. People will just kind of take advantage and they'll just keep doing it the whole time. And it gets annoying. And then what happens is some of the people that actually use the side chat to network with each other or get to know each other from each other's comments and see each other's personalities, they stop looking at the side chat because they're like, okay, we're just spamming now. I guess that's what's happening. And they stop looking. So blast the chat. Like now's the time. Just get it out of your fingers. Get it out. In 1 minute, I'm going to turn the side chat off. And I'm going to tell you right now, Carly, as we turn the side chat off, I'll run for 3 or 4 minutes. We'll talk to Alex a little bit more. I will then turn the side chat back on. And if there's people in there that are just blasting the information in there again, we'll kick them out. Guys, give me a yes if we all agree to that. Like, let's do it now. And I'll give you a couple of minutes. Give me a yes that we all are in agreement here, because somebody's going to come in here like a knucklehead and decide I'm going to blast the chat and nobody's going to notice. We are all in agreement. This is not what we do in the Elephant Challenge. Okay. Sound good? Cool.
Yeah. And hot tip, you can rename yourself in the Zoom. So if you want to put like your phone number, contact, or something like that, go ahead and rename yourself to whatever contact you want people to have. And then whenever you are participating in the chat, people will, see that you're providing free value.
And they'll actually get to know your personality when you're actually making funny jokes or participating, like what Alex is saying, rather than just seeing a whole bunch of phone numbers and, hi, I'm in Colorado and it's like, guys, nobody's going to reach out to you from that. I'm telling you straight up. They will reach out to you because they see how funny you are or you have something to provide. Carolyn Briley says, I got jokes. I know she does. That's how I got to know Carolyn Briley a couple of years ago. Like, I get to know people through the comments. So when you guys are just the whole entire time are like, I need this, I'm this the whole time, nobody gets to know you. They just see you as like a knucklehead. So just purge it all right now. Let's purge it all right now. Okay. And then Alex gave you a really great tip. Change your Zoom name to Carolyn Briley, Texas, phone number. Okay. Boom. Problem solved. And then you can make funny jokes and participate and be positive. By the way, the most positive people in the side chat are the ones that everybody reaches out to because they're like, oh, I want to hang out with that person. Right. All right. So Alex, you obviously want to build a portfolio. What would keep you from building a portfolio right now?
having the financial stability to do so.
Okay. And now, which is so funny because even though you work for me and I teach you don't need credit and you don't need any money, you still have this mindset that you need financial stability to build a portfolio. So what does that mean if you know what I teach? It's
That
either A, you're married to an old mindset, or B, I have not taught you properly.
Yeah, I feel like I'm still a bit married to an old mindset for sure. And honestly, I haven't gotten like my first deal yet. So
Okay.
I think that is one big thing that's holding me back. I mean, I see
Okay.
it happening and I know it's real, but until I do it myself, it's going to be hard.
Okay. So can I tell you what is hard about building a portfolio?
Please.
Okay. By the way, guys, I'm going to turn the side chat off for a couple of minutes. We are now done with you guys sharing all your information. If you do 17 minutes to type a 1 minute, like a 1 sentence thing, you probably should stay out of the side chat anyway, just FYI. I'm turning the side chat off. What we're going to do is when I turn the side chat back on and we're doing like, if you guys look at Stevie Brown's post right there, love it. Stevie Brown, you did the thing. You came in on time, you purged, you gave everybody the information. I'm a Subto student. I have a wholesale team. I'm based in Arizona. Let's connect. Here's my Instagram. Here's my Facebook. Here's my phone number. Boom, you did it. We're no longer doing that. Okay, give me a thumbs up emoji or a heart emoji. Everybody's Valentine's Day. Give me a heart emoji that we all agree that is, we're done with this. And we're going to turn the side chat back on and we're going to get started. Okay, cool. No more. Well, we're just going to kick people out. I don't care if you're one of my students or not. I don't care who you are. If you're going to blast the chat going forward with your name and your information, we're going to kick you out. I want people providing value in the Elephant Challenge. Okay. Otherwise, I just run the Elephant Challenge with the chat off, which I prefer not to because I love the chat. I get to know you guys. And I'm honestly going to tell you the reason why I don't let people spamming the side chat is because then I can't get to know who you guys really are when all you're doing is putting your Facebook link in there. Makes sense? And I become friends with people through the side chat. We end up doing deals with each other. And so please let me get to know you. Don't be the knucklehead that just cannot stop peppering the side chat with who you are. Okay? We know who you are. Your name's there. Provide some value. Say, oh, that's a good point. Or, wow, Alex, congrats. Those are the things you should be posting the rest of the day. Okay, so Alex, when you say you wish you had financial stability, what do you mean by that specifically? Let's deep dive into this conversation.
Okay. I think having a better understanding of like what my budget is and knowing exactly how much I can wiggle myself into a deal and kind of go from there.
Okay,
So like
interesting.
once I feel like I have a couple of deals under my belt, I feel like I would feel comfortable enough to take more risk.
Okay, so have you ever played hot potato?
Yeah. Love hot
Okay.
potato.
So hot potato is a fun little game, and I would call that wholesaling. Okay. It's like I have a hot potato. I don't want to hold on to it because I'm going to get burned. I'm going to pass it on to the next person. Okay. So the wholesaler is the person that's the one passing the potato on. Like I'm getting rid of the potato. I'm wholesaling it to somebody else. Why? Well, because they don't have the skill of having mittens or gloves that can actually handle that asset or that potato, right? The potato is the house, obviously. And what ends up happening is wholesalers are like, I want to make money, but I don't want to hold the potato long term because I'm afraid of it. And I think it's going to burn me. That's essentially what you're saying. You're afraid your tenant's going to take advantage of you. The air conditioning is going to break. You won't have the financial fortitude to handle that. Oh my gosh. Well, I know Pay says no money down and I can do this without a bank and all that kind of stuff. But don't I have to have money to pay like the first month's mortgage before the tenant moves in and all of those types of things? So essentially what you're saying is like, I don't want to own the real estate because I don't have the gloves to hold the potato.
Absolutely.
And the gloves are basically your understanding of maybe private money or how to bring a partner to the table that brings the money to the table. And so you're fearful. I'm going to tell you guys, this is going to hurt a lot of people's feelings. Wholesaling is not a forever game. Wholesaling is a temporary job, essentially. Now, we do wholesale still, but People that are really wealthy and like they actually have real money do not really wholesale more than 5% of the deals they see. Okay. Wholesaling is a temporary strategy to get people up and going. Now, I think there's wholesalers that still today, they have a really good wholesale operation and it pays them really well, but still it's a high paid job. At the end of the day, if you want to retire from real estate, I would write this down. You will never retire by doing wholesale. And at the end of the day, and somebody's going to disagree with me. I will fight with them. You will not retire. You will not retire from wholesale. It will not happen. However, you can get started in wholesale without having any of those issues and those problems, right, that you have, which is like, well, I don't know what the closing costs are going to cost. And what if I find a private money partner, right? Maria says, do we have to retire? Yes. Let me change the way you all look at retirement. Alex, do you want to work for me for the rest of your life? Be honest.
You know, I think you're a great man. I really do. But I would not want to work for you for the rest of my life.
Okay, love it. Love that freaking answer. It's a great answer. So I'm not saying retire from work. I'm saying retire from the need to get a paycheck. Make sense? Write that down, guys. I will work for the rest of my life. God put me on this earth for that reason. The universe it gave me skills and desire to go and provide value to other people. I love to work. I think, Alex, did your parents teach you to love hard work?
Oh my gosh, absolutely. Yeah, I was praised for it my whole life. They're like, Alex, you might not be the smartest person in the room, but you work hard. You work really hard.
Wow, you and I are the same. That's awesome. Okay, cool. So retirement is not stopping working, my friends. Okay. Your retirement, you guys are all like in your mind, 65, 401k, have my retirement. But guys, come on. Like that's not true retirement. That's prison until you're 65 years old. Retirement means I get to wake up in the morning and work on what I want to work on. That's the difference. Now, Alex, I'm sure you have fun working with the people on our team. We have an amazing culture, all of those types of things. But at the end of the day, you're like, do I want to be here in 5 years? Maybe. Do I want to be here in 8 years? I don't know. I'd like to have a portfolio that gives me the freedom to say, I don't need to be there. I choose to be there because I like to be there, right?
Yeah,
Right now, you probably are like, I'm here because I like the team and I like the people.
absolutely.
Cool. So let's talk about this. A portfolio is probably not the first deal that you want to go do right now. Okay. But I actually kind of think there's two challenges I could take on right now. Challenge number one is we could go get a deal in your portfolio in the next 72 hours on this elephant challenge. I could guarantee it. Okay.
I believe you.
Oh, it's not even a problem. I could do it right now. Okay. Here's how easy this is. There's somebody in the Subto community that has a deal right now in the side chat. They have something under contract they're trying to sell. I already know it. It's physically impossible for that not to happen. Okay. Why wouldn't you want a wholesale division to bring you deals for your portfolio? Evan Whitaker, great question. Kind of depends on your personality, my friend, but I'm going to tell you the worst part of an actual wholesale business. Are you guys ready to write this down? Worst part of a wholesale business is the acquisition team. The worst part of your wholesale business, Evan Whitaker, is a wholesale team. Great question. Shows me you've never built a wholesale business. Your wholesale business, what you're doing in a wholesale business, once you scale past yourself, okay, who's the first person you hire? First person you hire is an acquisition team. There is a major problem in an acquisition company, okay? So what's the problem? The problem is the person who will actually be good enough to be on the phone, negotiating with sellers, being charismatic, overcoming objections. That person is a future business owner that is just going to take everything that you teach them and be gone in 3 to 6 months. A wholesale operation is not much more than a revolving door of acquisition people. Now, let's say that I have 20 people on my team. 5 of them are acquisition people. Here's what's great about a 20-person wholesale team. 15 of those people will never stop working for you. 5 of them will never work for you longer than 3 to 6 months. Why? It's a personality type that is required to be good on the phone. Now, Alex, I can tell you right now, your personality type, this is where a lot of people will disagree with me. You would never be as good on the phone as me. You just won't. But you know what? There's other things that organizationally you would completely kick my butt at, right? You would be like Molly Tennant, for example. You know Molly Tennant on my team?
Mhm.
You could be a freaking fantastic Molly Tennant and be like an entrepreneur running the whole entire empire. You could be an absolute savage making hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. You definitely have that. But you're not going to be the person that's knocking doors and cold calling sellers 8 hours a day, are you?
Probably not. I
It's either
mean,
yes or no. What is it?
oh, I'm gonna say no. I feel like it would burn me out too fast.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is my point. A lot of people look at this industry. Okay, Alex, they look at this industry and they go, oh, Pace is good on the phone. Jerry Norton's good on the phone. RJ Bates is good on the phone. All these people, they're so amazing. And we put this spotlight on them and they seem really, really cool. And they are cool. But here's the problem. Those are the type of personalities that are willing to go on YouTube. The reality is the majority of the success of all of my companies is actually the people that are not on YouTube. Okay. So, hey guys, no more spam in the side chat, please. Okay. We're done with that. Carly, if people are spamming the side chat with their contact information, please do me a favor and just remove them. Okay. No, we have no leeway for today. Okay. No leeway. Let's just kick people out today. All right. So hopefully that helps you understand that. What ends up happening with wholesaling, okay? Hopefully I can give you a good, clear understanding of this. And this is not meant to deter people from wholesale. I'm actually going to get into building a little wholesale business for you in the Elephant Challenge. Does everybody understand what we're doing here with Alex? Alex and I are actually going to help her do a deal, okay? You cool with that, Alex, over the next couple of days?
Absolutely.
Okay, there's 100 different ways we can do a deal. And I could almost talk to you about that entirely just today and have a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
But let's talk about that. And I want to identify which path you should choose. The reason why I'm going through and being long-winded in the very beginning of this is so that people need to understand how to get to know themselves. Your biggest problem, everybody in here today, 1,300 of you guys on Zoom, your biggest problem is you are doing things that are not in alignment with your personality. Some of you guys are cold calling and you should never call. Literally. One, you're horrible at it. Sorry. And two, your personality is better fit doing things that my personality is horrible at. It takes a team. Like look at our team, Alex. You see how amazing our whole entire team is. Everybody has different skill sets, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Cool. So we have to identify what Alex is going to do to go get a deal. And I'm going to help her. I'm going to be her sidekick for this couple of days. Okay. Stop lying to yourself. Most of you guys are never going to cold call. Most of you guys are going to cold call for a day and you'll stop. You will. You just flat out will. No matter how much Ed Milet you listen to, no matter how much David Goggins you listen to, 2 days later, you're right back at it. You're like, oh, I got to buy another mentorship and I got to do another thing. And then I'll finally figure it out. Guys, you're lying to yourself and you don't know your personality. So the reason why I'm really excited about working with Alex is because Alex is not meant to be a cold caller. It's not what she was built for. She was built to do the things I'm not built for. And this is why she's on my team and I'm on her team. Okay. Does everybody understand that? Okay. How many people in here are like a Pace, say Pace? And how many people in here are like Alex, say Alex? Okay. Do you see how cool this is? You see how it's probably 60% Alex. 60% Alex. Interesting. I love this. So what's challenging, and this is why I built a community. You imagine if everybody had to learn the only way to do something is Pace's way? We wouldn't be the most successful community in real estate. I built a community. We got amazing leaders that all have unique skills, and they teach all those individual personalities better than I can. So anyway, you get the point. So I have a challenge now in my mind. I'm sitting here going, I could just muscle through and get a property in Alex's portfolio in the next 72 hours. In fact, I could do it in the next hour. Do you know what I could do? I could say, who has a deal? Carolyn and Myron Briley could probably go grab me a deal right now. It's literally that easy. Okay. She says, yep. Then here's what I would do. I would say, who in the side chat of the Gators, who has money? And I would get that deal done right now. In fact, I could probably do. In fact, guys, if you have a deal, Carolyn or Myron or anybody in our community, you guys have a deal, bring it to me. I'll prove a point. Okay. And I will simply go, who in here that's a Gator has money? And I will put a deal together literally in less than 15 minutes. It truly is that easy. And it's scary because what's going to happen is you'll see how fast I get the deal done and you go, oh my gosh, wow, wait, now I have a house.
Yeah.
Okay. So I could do that. We also could go, all right, why don't we just get Alex her first wholesale deal? Right. And that allows you to just play the hot potato game and you don't have to worry about the mittens and learning all of those types of things. Ramon says, no. Okay. Carol Howman says, do it. I want to see. Okay, cool. So if we're going to, let's start now. If anybody has a deal, okay, truly a sub 2 seller finance deal. I don't want any cash deals. If somebody has a sub 2 or seller finance deal, I'll bring you up on here. Somebody in my community, you're not in my community, you got some like horrible way of presenting a deal. I don't want to hear about it. If you are in sub 2 or Gator, tell me if you guys have a deal. We'll talk about it. Okay. Tasheen has one. Tasheen, you have my email. Send me an email. Okay. I think he has a foreclosure right now. Okay, cool. So that will be kind of running on the side. Okay. We'll probably have a bunch of deals submitted to us. And maybe tomorrow I'll just put a deal together and go, Alex, this is now in your portfolio. And you have this responsibility of a house all the way in Nashville, Tennessee.
Oh man. Yeah, that sounds like a lot of responsibility.
It is a lot of responsibility. And at some point, in order for you to grow a portfolio, you have to take on that responsibility and add those skills to yourself. And you probably are aware you have to do that, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. Let's ask you the question. Would you prefer me to avoid that right now and go after a wholesale deal so you can just go, I can make a $3,000, $7,000, $10,000 chunk of money right now, and I can avoid the portfolio stress of, oh my gosh, yes, I know it's passive income and I know it's amazing and I know all that stuff, but I just want today money.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, today money is what I feel like I'll need to be able to build on my future for building a portfolio. So,
I mean, a portfolio gives you money every month though.
Yeah, but I feel like I would need a little bit more experience, probably wholesaling, before I would feel confident enough to start building a portfolio.
Interesting.
If that makes sense. If
that's the mindset I used to have. And then I realized wholesalers don't know anything about owning property.
Okay.
Truly. Most of the most successful wholesalers I know are the most portfolio free human beings I've ever met in my life. Anybody agree? Anybody disagree with this? Yeah, most wholesalers just focus on wholesale and they have a hard time just putting something in their portfolio. They have a really hard time. They get stuck in the same thing with real estate agents. Real estate agents get stuck in being an agent. Wholesalers get stuck in being a wholesaler and they get stuck chasing that next deal. What's amazing about you is I think here's how I would look at it. Okay. You have a job, you have a safe job. You have a job that I think you like, right? Yeah. Okay. Here's what I would do. I would do a wholesale transaction, not because you want to become a wholesaler and not because you want to save money to potentially buy a portfolio or do a portfolio deal. I would do a wholesale deal with me so that you can go through the process of what it feels like to open up escrow and go through the transaction and understand some of the terminology. But after you do that in wholesale, you're done learning real estate. You're not going to learn anything more about actual real estate. It's a completely different game. It's like, here's what, in my opinion, we are saying. We're saying, I want to prepare for college. That's basically a portfolio. So I'm going to go to kindergarten 85 years in a row.
Yeah, you're not going to grow from that.
You're not going to go from that. And wholesaling, I'm sorry, is for beginners. Yes, you can make money from it, but a very, very small group of them will ever become wealthy. So you want to become wealthy. Why? Not because you want to go and have $1 billion in a yacht, but you want, what's wealth? Wealth means you have all the time in the world and you can have money coming in no matter whether you're working or not.
That right? Financial freedom. That's cool. What we're working towards.
What happens if I have a wholesale business and two of my acquisition people quit? Is that financial freedom?
No.
No, that is not financial freedom. So there you go. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to build a wholesale business for you. We're going to talk about how do I go get a wholesale deal done? Are you guys, how many people want to do a wholesale deal in the next 3 days? Okay, cool. So let's talk about what we need to get started. Okay. You ready to start taking some notes?
I'm ready. I got my notepad here. Here we go. Clean slate.
Okay. Does everybody appreciate the way we got to this determination of going through these questions and getting her to this point? Did everybody appreciate this? Now, somebody's going to go DM Jamil. They're going to DM Jerry. They're going to DM Brent Daniels. They're going to say, Pace said that wholesaling is like going to kindergarten. Yes. In the grand scheme of real estate, wholesaling is the kindergarten of the whole entire thing. Now, what's great about kindergarten is I still to this day use skills that I learned in kindergarten. Okay, how to communicate with people, how to play nice with people. Wholesale does a lot of amazing things for you for the rest of your career. However, if you build an entire wholesale business, you get sucked into another high-paying job. Okay, so it isn't very important for you to learn how to wholesale, do some wholesale deals. What I love about where Alex is that you have a good job. So why not just make a little bit of extra money here and there on a couple of wholesale deals and build some relationships with a transaction coordinator, build some relationships with people that are buying and holding. That's what we're going to do today. And by the way, I'm going to have you talk to your first buyer today.
Okay.
Okay. You think you can handle that?
I'm sure as heck ready.
I love it. Okay. Buyers are really easy to work with. Okay. Here's another note to take. Okay. Calling buyers is not the same as calling sellers. And I would write that down. One of the questions that I get all the time of, Pace, what do I say to a buyer? You can't say anything wrong to a buyer. You cannot say anything wrong to a buyer. Buyers want to do deals with you. They want you to bring them opportunities. Now, you can say wrong things to a seller for sure, and you can say wrong things to an agent for sure. You are begging them to do business with you. The buyer is begging you to do business with them. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Cool. So it will be a lot easier for you to get on a phone call with a buyer today, and I will walk you through it. It'll be really, really simple. Okay.
Cool.
So let's write down a couple of things. What do I need to get started in business? Should I be wholesaling in my personal name?
Absolutely not.
No. Where do we tell people to go get an LLC?
Prime Corporate Services.
Correct. So we always tell people go to startwithprime.com, go get an LLC. Okay. Do you have an LLC?
I do not.
Okay. I will pay for your LLC.
Okay.
Okay. What I want you to do right now is I want you to go to startwithprime.com.
Mm-hmm.
And I want you to book a call with Prime right now.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Okay, we're doing this live. We're not doing this. We're not pretending this. Okay. There's a lot of people in the side chat that are going to pretend. They're going to be in here taking notes. And then what's going to happen is 3 months later, the note takers in here that are not doing the thing. Okay. They are going to be like, wait, hold on. How do I get started, guys? We're doing it right now. We're building a wholesale business right now. You children in here that don't take action and you continue to watch and watch and watch. I just put something on my Instagram. Okay. Check this out. The Instagram story I just put up there. It's really interesting. What I hear, I forget. What I see, I remember. What I do, I understand. So for you guys in here, it's not prime.com. Guys, we've already said it multiple times. This is the problem with the elephant challenge. A lot of people in the elephant, I'm going to tell you, these free challenges attract people that do not love to pay attention. I'm telling you, it's just a different world. I should charge like $25 for the elephant challenge because people pay attention to what they pay for. It is startwithprime.com. Okay. Startwithprime.com. So startwithprime.com. You go there right now. Are you booking a time to get on there?
Yep. I have one booked for 3 p.m. tomorrow. That was
perfect.
Appointment.
Now here's what I want you to do. I will pay for, not everybody needs this, but I will pay for an LLC, should be a couple $100. If you're not willing to spend a couple $100 to get an LLC, then you should probably just go get a side hustle on Uber. Okay. You got to have a business. Why do we have to have a business? We have to have a business so when we call agents in the Elephant Challenge and the agent says, well, what's the name of your company? What's your, let me just role play with you right now. Yeah, Alex. So thanks for calling me. What's the name of your company?
The name of my company is
There you go. See how silly that sounds when this is why starting an LLC is so important, is because you don't even sound credible when you're talking to agents. Right. So you want to make sure you come up with, you want to come up with a company name real fast?
Yeah, honestly, I like Carolyn's Keen Investments.
Ooh, that's dope. One tip I always tell people is never put your name in any LLC you own.
What if it wasn't exactly my name, because how you actually spell the word keen is Keen, and I
I
could
love
do
that.
I investments.
I love that. Do it. Okay. That's it. That's a winning name. I love that name. Okay. Christy says, I can't think of a good name for my business. All right. Here's what you do. You go to ChatGPT and you say, hey, ChatGPT, give me 15 suggestions for a company name. I love unicorns, cherries, sushi, and I like doing real estate deals. And it will come up with 15 different ideas for you. I promise. Okay. Now, when I'm reaching out, in fact, I can do that for you guys right now. You want to watch me do that right now? Let's do that just real quick to show people most people are just overthinking every little thing in their life. Like sometimes I just wonder, like, how do people tie their shoes in the morning? You know what I'm saying? Like, do you ever meet people? Truly, Alex, do you ever meet people? You're like, how did you get out of your bed this morning?
Yeah, sometimes I'm one of those people.
Yeah, you know what's funny? That's funny. That's funny. Okay, so let's try this out. Okay, let's do. Hi, I love you, ChatGPT. Sometimes you just got to say that. It
Yeah,
appreciates
you got to
that.
be nice to the robot, because you
I
never.
need 15 company names that I can sort through and see if I like. I would like something stuffy sounding. So real estate agents think I'm legit. There you go. Anybody overthinking? Anybody overthinking much? Carolyn says those all suck. Well, guess what is funny? All real estate agents will love those names. Oh, how about this? Less stuffy. Boom. Even less stuffy and a little funny. There you go. Guys, get over the crap of the overthinking in every step of your freaking life. Stop it. The problems you are avoiding today are keeping you from solving tomorrow's problems. Tomorrow's problems have money in them. Okay? Watch, I can even say, okay, seriously though, please give me better names so people think I'm cool. Nova Nest. Ooh, I like that. Nova Nest Real Estate. I actually like that. That's pretty dope.
Nova Nest.
Do
Echo.
some suggestions with Asian fusion food concepts. Dim Sum Dwellings. Yes. Bento Box Estates. Yes. Are you freaking kidding me? Guys, the overthinking is over. Okay. Give me a yes. I'm done. Say, what's the word? Type in done. I'm done. Done. For you knuckleheads out there, like, I can't come up with a company name. Okay. Dragon Roll Realty. That's dope. Bamboo Bungalows Realty. Dope. Are you kidding me? Fortune Flavors. Ooh, it should be Fortune Flavors the Bold Realty. Oh my gosh. Ramen residences. I actually like Bento Box. Let's see, Kimchi Key. No, I don't like that. Fortune Flavors. I actually think that's kind of cool. Miso Mansion. It's really good. I would legit use a company called Elevate Realty. I would use Nova Nest Real Estate. I actually like that. Anything you like, Alex? I know you're going to come up with your own company name, but
Yeah, I like the Echo Estates. That's kind of cool.
okay.
An Elevate one.
I like Echo Estates. Can you give me 30 more similar to that? Please and thank you. Okay. Anybody done? Anybody done with the whole overthinking of stuff? Are we done? Give me a done. I'm done. Next. Okay. Alex, can I tell you honestly what most people's challenges is that they will not do what I just did right there. Believe it or not, all the people that you'll see so many people. Now, guys, for those of you guys that are showing up late, Alex runs and manages our Facebook group. And so what you're going to see, Alex, 100% of the time, people that say, I'm overwhelmed, I'm stuck, the biggest thing they are missing is resourcefulness. They just won't do the most simple thing. And so like they'll run into, oh, wait, hold on. I have to start an LLC. Okay, you know what I'll do? I'll just spend the next 3 days of my life in the elephant challenge watching Pace do the work instead of me doing the work myself. Anybody in here guilty? Say guilty. First step of recovery is admittance. Okay. First step of recovery is admitting it. Say guilty. I'm guilty. So our first thing is we start an LLC. Why do we need an LLC? Because when you're calling agents and you're working with escrow officers and title companies, you cannot make money. Okay. You cannot make money in real estate without having a company name. Now you can sound like an idiot and be like, yeah, just put in my personal name. It's going to be my personal name. This is Alex Keene. You don't sound legit and you don't have the confidence. And so you just don't do the thing. So go to prime.com. I'll set up your LLC. I will pay for that. What I want you to do when you set up your LLC, they'll set it up in Wyoming for you. So it's inexpensive to renew. All you need to do is get an LLC. You don't need a holding company. You don't need anything else. Just get an LLC in Wyoming and have them get you a registered agent. Okay. Get a registered agent so your name does not show up on the LLC. Okay. Lysandra says, why Wyoming? Wyoming is because there's privacy involved in Wyoming. And we don't want people to know we own the LLC. Okay. Tasheen says, should we use our trust over the LLC? Your trust should not have active business inside of it, my friend. Do not do active business inside of your trust. Okay. Is Wyoming better than Delaware? In my personal opinion, yes. Okay. But again, if you set up your own LLC yourself, you are going to be one of these people that regrets it. I could tell you an hour-long story. I'm not going to do that today. I want to move forward. Stop trying to do your LLC yourself. Stop trying to go to LegalZoom. Stop. Are you also the person that changes your oil yourself? You go down to Walmart and buy like your own oil filter. You get underneath your car. Dumb. How valuable is your time, my friends? I'm going to avoid a $19 oil change at Jiffy because I just want to go do it myself. Okay. You just showed me how much you value your life. $19 an hour. Love it. Okay. Cool. Same thing with like, would you go and drill out your own cavities, Alex, or clean your own teeth?
Absolutely not. I mean, I'll definitely floss and brush all day long, but I'm going to leave that to the professionals.
There you go. Cool. So start with prime.com. You booked a call with them. Perfect. Now, next step here, we won't be able to do this today. Sometimes we'll bring them in, but the next step is you need a bank account. Why do you need a bank account? You need a bank account associated with your LLC. The bank that we always tell people to use is Relay Financial. The name of the website, I think, is startwithrelay.com, I think is what it is. Carly will have to correct me. Okay, startwithrelay.com. Okay, they're great. We love them. Awesome. They get you a bank account. Why do we need a bank account?
So that our business is legit.
Our business is legit, yes. And then also, do you believe in manifestation?
Yeah.
No, like really, do you really?
Yeah, I feel like the things that we tell ourselves constantly, we start to see in our lives.
Okay, dang, I like that. Okay, so what are you telling yourself when you say, I want to get into real estate, but you don't have an LLC and you don't have a bank account? Are you telling the universe that you want money?
I'm telling the universe that I don't think I'm ready. And so, yeah.
Now, let's say a week later, you've got an LLC, you've got a bank account. How does that change the conversation you're having with yourself?
It changes it in the fact that I have everything, I have all the tools that I need to do the thing.
Perfect. You say, I'm a business owner. I'm legit. I have confidence walking into conversations, right? All of that stuff. Cool. I think also when you have a bank account that's empty, this is the way my weird brain works is I'm like, ooh, my job is to fill that bank account. I don't like the feeling that that thing's bank account, that thing is empty. My job is a bank account, fill that bank account, fill that bank account, fill that bank account. And so I spend a lot of my time and energy on that. Okay, cool. So I know that I've got an LLC now. Okay. I know that I've got a bank account. Cool. You've already booked your call with Prime. You'll let us know how it goes tomorrow. That's at 3:00 tomorrow?
Yep, 3 o'clock tomorrow.
Okay. Dang. We should have them do it on the live during Elephant Challenge.
I couldn't agree more with you. I did make a note that if anybody else cancels, I would be open to having it earlier, but I'll keep it at 3. Sounds great.
Carly, I don't want any special treatment. Find out who their rep is and have their rep come in. Lysandra says, sorry, what's Prime? Lysandra, tell us you showed up 45 minutes late without telling us you showed up 45 minutes late. Prime is the company we use. It's called Start with Prime. She says, I've been exposed. It's the company we use to start our LLCs and do all of our estate planning and all that kind of stuff. So let's have them come in tomorrow. That'd be great. I'd love to see how that conversation goes. And maybe they'll answer some questions about why do they do Wyoming. And would anybody actually get value out of that, them coming in here for like 20, 30 minutes? Cool. It's interesting. People go like, would be interested in seeing how they can access some business funding for Alex and some insight. Arif says, hey guys, how many people in here have funding for me if I got a deal right now? Give me a me. Perfect. I just got all my business funding I need. Thank you, bro. Perfect. Really appreciate that. We're done. We don't need to go down that conversation. This is why showing up to live stuff is important. Okay. We don't have only have newbies in here. We have a lot of experienced people in here. Okay. Willing to help you guys. All right. Now, what's the next thing I need? If I'm going to jump into business, what is the next thing I need? I've got an LLC. I've got a bank account. Now I got to go make money. What do I need?
What do you need?
This is great.
You need other people.
You do need other people. That is actually where I'm heading. Most people are going to say leads and deals. I actually disagree with them.
Okay. You need to have good credit. You need to.
I've never used credit. Let's not use the word credit in here. Credit's for children.
You need to know like the properties. You need to be able to compare property.
Okay, here we go. Here's what nobody's actually used the word, but some people are saying the word. They're saying buyers. Okay, so let's change the word from buyers to customers. Who's my customer? Right? Like, think about this, Alex. If I own a Subway sandwich shop, it's pretty obvious who my customer is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Person walks in, they order a sandwich. That's my customer. It's pretty obvious, right?
Yeah.
I need those people, right? Here's what people are doing. When they say, oh, I need leads or I need deals. No, your deal is your product. That's your sandwich. Why are you making sandwiches without a customer? Your customer did not tell you what kind of sandwich for you to build. What are you doing? Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
You pay attention here, my friends. If you are calling sellers and you are calling agents and you do not have buyers, it is one of two reasons you are doing that. One, you're an idiot. Truly. Because you learned only on YouTube and somebody in wholesale taught you go call buyer, go call sellers, go call agents. You're an idiot. Or B, you are very experienced where you don't need buyers. Okay. Here's what I mean by that. Okay. If I go out and you put me in the middle of nowhere, me, Alex, everybody pay attention. Okay. If you are experienced like Jerry Norton, Brent Daniels, Jamil Damji, a lot of people in here, guess what we're going to do when we get dropped off in Tallahassee in the middle of nowhere on a park bench with no money and I have to go get a deal that day? Am I going to call up my customer? Or am I going to try and find a customer? No. Why? Because I'm more experienced. I am actually a customer as well. Oh, wait, I think Alex froze. She froze very, Paige, you should do undercover ability. I've done that multiple times. Alex, you might want to restart your come back. Okay.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, you're back.
Okay.
Perfect. You're awesome. Okay, so if I go and I drop into a brand market, I'm not going to go and do customer research. I'm not going to go find a buyer because I am a buyer as well. Are you a buyer, Alex? Oh, this is so good. No, you're not. You're going to pass that hot potato off. You're not the buyer. You're not the person that's going to hold that potato. You are the wholesaler. So you are not a buyer. Make sense? So you have to find a buyer in your market and you have to ask that buyer, what should I look for you? Make sense? You have to say yes or no because people are listening too.
Yeah, sorry.
There's people that are driving that are not watching, just FYI. Okay, cool. So we are going to use Privy today and we're going to go look for buyers and I'm going to show you how to have conversations with buyers. But if you are starting in this business and you are brand new, you should not be calling agents first. You should not be calling sellers first. You should be finding a buyer first. Why? Let's talk about this for a second. I love that Alex doesn't know the answer to these questions because it allows me to pause for a little bit and stop. Why should I find a buyer first if I'm brand new? I'm waiting on you, Alex.
Oh, you're waiting on me. Okay. Why should you find a buyer first? To get an idea, to build your network, to get an idea of what buyers are looking for, to understand what a good deal is.
When you are starting out, I'm going to tell you right now, you should not learn how to comp at a level 10. Do you know what comping is?
Comparing communities.
Comparing properties. Perfect. By the way, you can talk over me. I'm not your boss right now. Talk over me. Okay. You have moments of talking over me and you should talk over me. When you have an answer, talk over me. Do not be polite to me on a live. Let's just talk over me. Okay.
Got it.
Okay. So I love your answer. It's a great answer. It is the right answer. When I first got into the business, I did not comp a property for my first year and a half. Not one time did I comp a property. How did I do 100? I did like 150 deals. How did I do all those deals without comping a single property?
Because you were putting the buyer's needs at the utmost of importance and just really focusing on what they needed.
The buyer told me the price they wanted the house at. So I would text my buyers and I would say, hey, so what we're going to do today is we're going to find some buyers and we're going to say, hey, what are you looking for? Some of these buyers are going to say, oh, I'm looking for a 3-bed, 2-bath, or hey, I'm not looking, or hey, leave me alone. Stop calling me. We're going to have some of those. Okay. And what's going to happen is I'm then going to go and search for those tomorrow. This business is so effing simple. Okay. Think about this. Let's say you and I wanted to wholesale Nike, like Air Jordans. I want to wholesale them. Should I go buy a bunch of Air Jordans when I'm brand new? Or should I go talk to a bunch of buyers and say, what are you looking for? And what are you willing to pay for those things? Does that make sense?
Yeah, the latter for sure.
Okay. So here's what's happening with most wholesalers and why they give our business a bad name. They go into YouTube. Nobody's taught them what I'm teaching right now, because what's happening is Jerry Norton, me, Jamil, Brent Daniels, Ryan Pineda, and other people that teach wholesale, we're so good that we're just calling agents and calling sellers. Okay. So what we're doing is we're calling people that have the Air Jordan specialty, such and such. And I already know what to pay for that because I've been doing this for so long. And so I'm willing to call and negotiate and do all these kind of things. And people that are watching it are going, okay, I guess that's what I'm supposed to do. No, that's not what you're supposed to do. What you're supposed to do when you're brand new, how many people in here have never done a deal before? Give me a no or a me. Don't ever call an agent or don't ever call a freaking seller, or I will fly to you and I will find you and I will strangle you. Okay, you want me to tell you? This is why this is so important, Alex. We are dealing with sellers. Every deal starts with what? A seller. Every deal starts with a seller. Okay, so what we're asking, I'm going to highlight myself for just a second. I'm going to pull you off so we can do this. Every deal, believe it or not, it is crazy that I have to do this. But a lot of people don't realize that every single deal starts with a seller. Okay. Every deal starts with a seller. And if this seller has a house, guess what else they have? If we are going to make money on this deal, guess what else this seller has? They have a problem. Every wholesale deal I've ever done, a seller has had a problem. Make sense? So if I'm going to call, and here's me, okay, this is, or Alex, I should make it pink. Okay, we got Alex, super Alex right here. If Alex is going to call a seller or an agent, and you are going to get this person a contract at $100,000, and let's say they agree to that, and then you turn around and you try and find somebody to buy this from you at $110,000 so you can make a $10,000 spread, but the buyer over here, nope, I would pay 90 grand for that. You overpaid for that. Now what do I have?
I'm in the hole.
Yeah, I mean, the good thing about wholesale is that you didn't actually have to buy this at 100. It's just a document that says you have it under contract for 100,000. That's kind of the beautiful thing about wholesale.
Okay.
And you're just selling the contract for 110,000 and you get a $10,000 fee. So here's what ends up happening with wholesalers. Okay. Wholesalers cancel contract by not even talking to the seller ever again. They go, oh, I got a bad deal. And then they just ghost the seller and then just go, I hate this business. This is horrible. I got a seller. It was so nerve-wracking to get a seller on the phone, negotiate with them, follow up with them, get them under contract, and then just to find out that I was $20,000 overpriced. And when they're overpriced, guess what happens? They stop working at the wholesale business. They're done. They're like, F this. And this is why they fail. Who is this new information for? Give me a me. Say, this is new information for me. Anybody that teaches wholesale outside of this is lying to you. Why would you and I, Alex, let's say you and I, let's do a little, practice here. Let's not role playing, but let's talk about, let's say you and I want to go start a t-shirt business. Okay. Okay. You and I meet you at a meetup, a t-shirt meetup. And I'm like, yo, let's start a business. Bring $10,000 to me. I'll go buy the shirts with your $10,000 and I'll go out to Central Park. No, better yet, Times Square, because there's so much activity there. And I'll set up a table and I'll sell these shirts at double the price of what we pay for them. And I'll sell them in a week. And then we'll split the money. You'll get, I'll buy them for 10 grand. We'll sell them for 20 grand, right? All the shirts. You get 5 grand. I get 5 grand. That's our business model. Make sense? Cool.
Absolutely.
Would it make sense and would you appreciate me as a partner if I went and took your $10,000 and bought nothing but extra, extra, extra large red tank tops?
Yeah, I would say that's not what we agreed upon.
Okay, but I got a great deal on them. Like I got a great deal on that size and that color and that style. I got a great deal on it.
Yeah, it's a great deal, but are the people that are going to be in Times Square looking for extra, extra large?
Oh my gosh, you just hit the point right there. Why are people calling agents and calling sellers when they don't know what the customer wants? Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
So what would be intelligent is for me to go to Times Square. This is the better way to do it. I go to Times Square and I say, hey, I'm just doing a survey. If I was going to sell a shirt, what color would you buy today? Like right now, right? People are coming at me and go, hey, I got a survey. Would you buy a black, white, blue, striped, what size? And I do an actual survey and I spend 3 days out there just surveying hundreds and hundreds of people. And I find that like nobody wants anything but white, black, or gray with just I love New York on it. And they want these 4 sizes and I have the quantities. And I then go to you and I say, hey, Alex, I need $4,000 worth of extra, extra larges mixed between black, gray, and white. Same thing for medium, same thing for small, blah, blah, blah. I need $10,000. I did the survey. Will you invest in my business? How much better of a strategy is that now?
Oh, I would say that's a sure bet. You did your
Cool.
research.
Okay, so Jason Hoshen says, do you vet your buyers? Guys, listen to me. One of the biggest mistakes that people make in wholesale is they find their buyers on Facebook. This down. Facebook buyers are Facebook liars. They are not buyers. They are wholesalers. Buyers do not hang out on Facebook. Your real buyers do not hang out on Facebook. So Mithan says, well, where do you find buyers? I don't know. Privy, we're going to go there. I'll show you where to find buyers. We will show you that. Hey, Amelia, she says, where do we find buyers? Stop going on Facebook. Stop going on Facebook to sell your deals. Now, if you are going on Facebook to sell your deal, then you are acknowledging that somebody else is going to help you find that buyer. That's what's actually happening. Does that make sense? Okay. So just real quick, so we can hit this home and then we'll go into that. We need to do customer research today, right? Does make sense?
Yeah. Got to do our due diligence.
Got to do our due diligence. So every deal starts with a what, Alex?
A seller.
A seller. 100% of deals start with a seller. You cannot make money in real estate if there's not a seller. Okay. Christian says that explains a lot for me. Watch this. This is what ends up happening. Okay. A wholesaler, let's call it a WS, a wholesaler gets this person under a contract. Okay. And let's say that contract's $100,000. This wholesaler, here's the problem. Okay, Alex, most wholesalers that are brand new, okay, they're not in a community of people that are actually doing deals. They're floundering out there on their own on YouTube, reading books, going to seminars, doing the best they can. They go, okay, I got to call sellers. They call sellers. They magically get a seller that says yes to them. Okay. And they get this $100,000 contract. They go, oh my gosh, now where do I find a buyer? I'm not exaggerating. Now, when you hear this, okay, when you hear me say this, the way we just taught you, which is go find the buyer first, ask the buyer what they want, then go look for it. You're like, duh. But it is literally 99% of people do it this way that I'm about to show you, which is why 99% of people fail. Okay. And again, see, Amelia says, this is where I'm at right now. Jacqueline says, sure do. Is it legal for a borrower? Oh my gosh. Okay. Stay on topic, my friends, please. Okay. So what ends up happening is they watch. Now I'm admitting to I'm part of the problem. Okay. I am truly part of the problem. Why? Because when I make calls to sellers and I make calls to agents and I put them on YouTube and I put them on whatever I'm putting them on, same thing with Jerry and Brent and Jamil and all these amazing people that are out there training, RJ Bates, they already have buyers. They already have buyers. And more importantly, they have learned how to comp on the fly. And so what you have to understand is that you need to have a couple of buyers. And those buyers are the people that tell you the price. And people go, oh my gosh, but how do I know those are real buyers? We're pulling them off public record that showed that they actually bought a property and flipped a property successfully. Oh, wait, so we shouldn't be using Facebook? How do I know if somebody says they're a buyer on Facebook that they're actually a legit person? First and foremost, what the freak are you doing? Oh, well, that's just easy. Christian says comp on the fly. Christian, if you need me to teach you basic like terminology, my friend, you got to give me a better question. I don't know what that question means. Please help me out. Okay. Aaron Foster says, thank you, Pace. You just saved me from an $11,500,000 mess up. Okay. So this is what everybody does. This is what everybody in the business does. They watch me, they watch Jerry, they watch Brent, they watch these people on YouTube, and they go, that's what I should be doing. Without realizing that you need an LLC to be doing this. You need a bank account to be doing this. You need to have buyers and customers that are telling you. Same thing, Alex. Let's say that you and I are going to go start a sandwich shop. Okay. Does it make sense for you and I to go and buy all of the bread, the meat, the cheeses, and the tomatoes, the spinach, the this and that, and the before we go to our competitors and see what they're selling on a daily basis?
Absolutely.
That's what comping is, right? So I'm looking at what other people are doing. Here's what I would do. If I'm starting a brand new sandwich shop, here's what I would do. I'd go sit down in a sandwich shop across the corner and I would go, all right, I'm just going to sit here all day and I'm just going to type and I'm going to take note and I'm going to order a sandwich for lunch and order a sandwich for dinner. And I'm going to be here for 6 hours and I'm going to see how many times people ordered wheat, white, this, that, and the other. And I'm going to start out and I'm going to buy that thing. Now, when you and I go start the business, we actually have information. We understand that local customer. Okay. When I was in Korea, guess what McDonald's had that we don't have in America? Kimchi burgers. McDonald's had kimchi burgers.
Because they know their audience.
They know their audience. They know their customer. Same thing with Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut puts corn on all of their pizza in Korea. Yeah, yellow freaking corn. Okay. They know their customer. Koreans love freaking corn on their pizza. I don't know why, but it is the way it is. So it doesn't make sense if Domino's comes into Korea and is like, wait, what? Why aren't we selling any pizza? Well, because you don't have corn, you idiot. Well, nobody told us we needed corn. Because you're supposed to do market research. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So how many people in here now understand the right way to go about doing this? Give me a me. Okay. Now, what I've done in the past, Alex, to kind of shorten this and give a shortcut is I've put my leaders in Subto at the top of people's teams inside of Elephant Challenge. And therefore, my leaders become the buyers for these deals. And it kind of cuts to the chase. Does that make sense? But I'm kind of looking at this a little bit different today. I'm looking at you and I'm saying, if I was going to drop you in the middle of Arkansas, I want to show you how to do this if nobody was there to help you. Make sense?
Absolutely.
Cool.
Appreciate it.
All right. So here's what ends up happening. This is what people actually do in the business. And I want to tell you guys why we don't do it this way so we can move forward. So we understand the seller. I'll give you like a really clear, a more clear way this works. Okay. So a seller, let's say they're in foreclosure. How do we know they're in foreclosure, Alex?
Because their agent probably, or they can't make payments. Sorry.
Okay. I know they can't make payments. They're in foreclosure, but how do I know they're in foreclosure? How do I, a person that's never met them, how do I know they're in foreclosure?
Maybe because you saw that they were on an expired list.
Okay, expired listings are different than foreclosures. This is so great. I love that you said that. Thank you. Can I tell you that is like so not an educated answer, and freaking love that answer so much. Thank you.
Oh.
Thank you. Such a great answer. Here's the difference between an expired listing and a foreclosure. Okay. Somebody that's in foreclosure is not making their payments. And what happens is the county will actually make it public notice online that that person is in foreclosure. And it gives us the awareness as an investor that I can just call that seller and work out a deal with them. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
So
cool.
it's public knowledge.
It's public knowledge. Expired listing means that the seller could be in foreclosure. Probably not, though. Most of them are not. The agent has been trying to sell it on the MLS, on the active market, for at least 6 months. And the seller is so fed up with that agent that seller fires the agent and says, "You are no longer allowed to sell my house. I absolutely hate your guts." And they fire that agent.
Mm-hmm.
That house now is an expired listing because the agent had it listed. It's now expired. And we call that an expired listing. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Okay. So they're both great lead sources. Okay. I love expired listings. I love foreclosures, but they are two completely different lists. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Cool. Guys, if you really want me to, I could do expired listings with Elephant Challenge next month. If you guys want me to focus on expired listings, I could do that next month for Elephant Challenge. Happy to do that. Okay. And I'll call nothing but expired listings because I'm sorry, but I really don't like real estate agents. Let me say this very clearly. I like the 1% of agents that actually know what they're doing. I don't like the 99% that don't. And now the agents that are in here, they think I hate all agents. Guys, real estate agents hate real estate agents. Did you know that, Alex?
I did not know that.
Nobody hates real estate agents more than real estate agents hate real estate agents. How many agents in here agree? If you don't hate other real estate agents, it means you have not been an agent long enough and you have not done enough deal. That's it. I've watched more agents blow up each other's deals and it's absolutely crazy. Karen says 18 years as an agent. Yep. Everybody says, yep, it's true. It's wild, but it is actually very true. Okay. My agents that agree with me that are the 1% agents in here, we call you the unicorn agents. I am not talking about you. We are all aware of that. Okay. You are the 1%. We call you unicorn agents. How many of you agents agree with me that most agents give your business a bad name? Give me a yes. Okay, cool. It's the same thing with wholesaling and it's the same thing with investors. Okay. All right, cool. So what ends up happening, okay, is wholesalers will reach out to these sellers through a variety of methods. Alex, They'll cold call them. They'll door knock. They'll text them. They'll send them mail. They'll call their neighbors even. Like we'll send them radio advertisements. We'll send them TV advertisements. We'll do pay-per-click PPC. We will do advertisements on Facebook. We will do everything possible to get a hold of that seller. Okay. People spend money. Now, I'm not going to teach you how to spend money in the Elephant Challenge. I'm going to teach you how to do this for free. But really successful wholesalers that are doing 5 to 10 deals a month, they are not doing all of their deals for free. They're spending some sort of money. Okay. So if a seller's in foreclosure and I go get them under contract, let's say for $100,000, by the way, there's no real estate agent involved in this. A lot of our deals don't have agents involved. Some of them do. Okay, we can talk about why they are involved and why they are not involved in another day. Okay. Now, what is that wholesaler's job to do? That wholesaler spent so much time, probably 12 plus hours, trying to negotiate with that seller to get that contract. Now that wholesaler is going to turn around and go, oh my gosh, now I need to find, we're not going to call them a buyer anymore. What are we going to call them? A customer. Stop calling your cash buyers. You should call them customers. Those are the people buying your product. Your wholesale contract is your product. That is the sandwich that you are selling that person. Okay. Client's okay too. Amelia says, how about client? You're overthinking, Amelia, but that's perfectly fine. Okay. They're your customer. That's your customer. By the way, they actually don't buy anything. They don't buy anything with cash. Cash buyers are liars. They are not actually buying. I've never bought a property cash. I think people that buy properties with cash are idiots. Why would I buy with cash? It's dumb. Alex, and you're like, wait, hold on. How are people buying properties if they're not buying with cash? They're using hard money and private money. We'll get to that in a little bit. Okay. They're not actually using any cash. Okay. They're using Gators and they're using hard money lenders. Okay. So this wholesaler now is like, oh my gosh, I have a major problem. Where am I going to find a customer? Because I haven't been spending any of my time looking for customers. And you're sitting here right now thinking, why the heck did they call the seller and the agent before they had a customer lined up? Well, because you only watched Jerry Norton, Pace Morby, and Ryan Pineda on YouTube making seller calls, and they think that that's what they were supposed to do. That's not what you're supposed to do. You are supposed to call your buyer first, but let's show you what happens. So here's what they do. They go, I don't have a buyer. So they go to Facebook. And then what happens is somebody says, I'm a buyer. Me. I'm a buyer. Are they really a buyer, Alex?
No, they're a liar.
They are a liar. What are they really? They are somebody who has a customer, who has a buyer, and they are then going to just take your $100,000 deal and they'll go, hey, I'll pay you $110 for that. You're like, okay, great. That's awesome. Then they turn around and they go and try and sell it for, let's say, $120. What happens if they actually don't have a buyer and they're just telling you that they have a buyer? By the way, this happens all the time.
Are they just going to ghost you?
They will ghost you. How many people in here have dealt with this? Okay, there you go. Christian says, bro, I have 4 fake buyers. Okay. This happens all the time. So what happens is this wholesaler also learned on YouTube. They learned how to do what we call daisy chain. Okay, daisy chain is, I don't like daisy chaining. I like when people are in the middle, but here's what they should be doing, okay? If you find somebody on Facebook, this is what this person should be doing, okay? The difference between daisy chaining and JV, which the action is the same, however, the way I position myself is different. So what I would say is you post something in Facebook, Alex, and you say, hey, I've got a deal. I need a buyer. Anybody in here a buyer? If I came to you and I go, hey, Alex, I actually am not a buyer, but I do have buyers. Are you okay with me if I take your contract and see if I can find some buyers for you and I make $10,000 on top of what you're looking for? What would you say to me? You're muted, by the way.
I would say that sounds like too many people are involved.
Okay. I actually would tell you that that's the right way to do the business.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yep. Because they're being upfront and honest with you.
Okay.
Because you don't have a buyer.
Transparency is key for sure.
There you go. I love, this is so great having Alex, by the way. I love this. So the person that's upfront and honest with you and saying, I'm not the actual buyer, but I have buyers. Do you mind if I go and make $10,000 on top of what you're looking for? That person is called, that person's doing a JV or a joint venture. Make sense?
Yeah.
And then they can be honest with you and say, I didn't find a buyer. So sorry. But when people come to you and say, I'm the buyer, because they're trying to convince you to give them the contract, and then they're going to go blast it out to a bunch of other people, maybe even to a different Facebook group. You think this does not happen. This is like so freaking common. It's disgusting. Okay. So I love this. Divine says, I'm so grateful you chose her. I feel like we have similar personalities and I've been craving to see more of myself here. Okay. Keneal, you guys are, here's the problem. Okay. Listen to me. Every one of you overthinker, over questioners, you have such lack of patience. I would actually write that down. I have a lack of patience. I need to work on this. Some of y'all took 30 years to get here, but you can't wait an hour and a half to get the answer. You waited 30 years. You've spent 2 years trying to be in the business, but you can't let us get to the thing. I'm building a runway, my friends. Don't ask questions that have not popped up yet. Sit in the moment. Get off your Instagram. Stop scrolling and looking at whatever you're looking at. Focus on what we're talking about here. Okay. Stop asking questions that are going to happen tomorrow or questions that are going to happen in 30 minutes. Of course, I'm going to show you how to vet the buyers. But when you are looking for buyers on Facebook, I'm telling you, they are not actual buyers. They are people that are either A, daisy chainers, or B, JV opportunities. Which one do I want? Alex, the daisy chainer is going to lie to me and say that they're the buyer, even though they're not. The JV person is going to tell me straight up, I'm not a buyer, but can I help you find a buyer and make some money on top of you? Which one do I want to do business with?
It's somebody who's going to be honest with me. I like a JV.
Perfect. So when we are doing business, I can tell you this is what Eric does. When Eric does a deal, he's done like 20 transactions the last 6 months. What Eric does is Eric just tells people straight up, hey, I've got like 3 buyers. Can I help you look for a buyer for you? And do you mind if I make $5,000 or $10,000 on that? Okay. Patricia says, okay, oh my gosh, y'all can't wait 2 minutes. Okay. Y'all can't make 2 minutes. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Ridiculous. How do we vet buyers, guys? How do we vet buyers? Evan, don't tell me how to run my lives, my friend. When you can figure out how to get thousands of people to show up, then you can just decide how to run the stuff. How can we vet a buyer? We stop going to Facebook and we go to Privy. Why do I go to Privy? Because Privy will show me deals that people have done. I can actually see the house they flipped. I can pull, the only way, Robert Kemp says, public record, Privy, just go to Privy, okay? Just go to Privy. We'll go to Privy here in a couple of minutes, okay? Just wait for me. So why is this such a big deal? This is such a big deal of finding a buyer and making sure you have a customer, because if you are going to go and negotiate with a seller, Alex, that's in foreclosure, this is a very serious thing. These people are dealing, Alex, I've taken my little boy, he's 16 now, but I've taken my little 7-year-old son to these appointments. And my son has walked out of these appointments with these sellers crying to me and saying, thank you, Dad, for giving us air conditioning. Okay, and what do I mean by that? I've taken my son on appointments where sellers are so deep in foreclosure, their air conditioning, their power's been turned off. We had to go, we had a seller, probably when my son was about 7, 8. The seller told me, he's like, I don't even have food to eat. I'm going to lose the house. And so I went to his house to verify that he was telling me the truth. And I went into the appointment. My son was with me. And sure enough, it's hot as hell. It's 120 degrees in Arizona. His house inside was probably like 110 degrees. He's got like all the windows open and he's trying to get air to flow through, and he's going to lose the house in like 2 days. And he's like, dude, I don't even have any food. So what do? I take my son, we go into a car, we drive down to Walmart. I go get this guy like a couple of like ready prepped meal type of things that he could just eat right there. And then I gave him like $100 in Walmart gift cards. Now, people that are brand new are going to go, wait, hold on, I don't want to spend any money. Every single person starting out, oh my gosh, everything in their mind is like, wait, hold on, I have to spend money to be a business owner? Holy moly. Yeah. Welcome to being a business owner, you freaking knucklehead.
You got to spend money to make money.
You got to spend money to make money. So we went back to the house, and on the way to the house, my son was like, Dad, thank you. Thank you for giving me air conditioning at our house. So why do I say that to you? I say that to you to make you, help you understand that the people that we're dealing with and we're calling in a lot of these situations are in a painful situation that they don't need you messing around with whether you have a real buyer or you don't have a real buyer. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Okay, let me tell you a real quick story, and then we're going to start talking about how to find buyers. Guys, if you see people doing this business any other way, now you understand why wholesale has a bad rap, is because people are, no, you don't have to be a US citizen to make deals. You don't have to live in America to make money, okay? You could be a Canadian moose for all I care. You know what I'm saying? All right, cool. So I had a deal. It was in Fayetteville, North Carolina, about 4 years ago. I get a wholesaler that calls me up and he says, hey, this seller, okay, let's talk about this for a second. Okay, Alex,
Yeah.
if I'm going to buy a deal, you don't know where to pay for a deal, right? If I look on Zillow right now and a house says the ARV, do you know what an ARV means?
Is that like what you get on return in an investment?
No, but that's ROI. I love that your answers is so
I'm
good.
sorry. I'm so scatterbrained right now because I just realized I don't have a charger for my laptop
Oh, so
and
you're gonna
I'm
die.
getting low on battery and I'm like really
How low
nervous
are you?
the computer is gonna die. I I can go grab one really quick, but I don't want to interrupt your
How far
story.
are you?
Yeah, I can go grab one real quick.
From where?
I have one just right in the other room.
Oh yeah. Go ahead, take it. Take your time. Go do
Okay.
that. I thought you were like, I got to drive to the office. I'm like, no, then I'll just run the rest of this by myself. But go ahead, go get the thing. All right, so guys, I'll tell you this story. How much does this crossover in targeting apartments and unit multifamily? Eric Stafford, this is a great question. Let me ask that question. Depends, Eric. Depends on what you're actually doing, right? Are you actually ready to acquire, my friend Eric?
Hi, sorry.
Eric, are
I
you wholesaling multifamily or are you trying to buy it?
I'm a newbie.
Okay, so you're
And
not trying to acquire anything. You're trying to wholesale.
no, I have relationships that do multifamily development, and I'm don't have the money to get into what they're doing, so I'm trying to do it the cheapest way possible.
Okay, so I'm going to ask this question again. Are you wholesaling them to those buyers or are you keeping them for yourself?
I would be keeping them for myself.
Okay, so you are keeping them for yourself. Are you equipped to handle these types of deals, manage properties, raise capital, deal with all of those types of things?
I have the connections that do that.
Okay, cool. So they would partner with you.
Yes,
Okay, perfect. So you are a buyer, you are not a wholesaler, correct?
correct. Yes.
Okay. So yes, all of this applies. Why? Because if you're actually going to go out there and start looking for deals and you're going to call sellers and talk to brokers in the multifamily space, you should know what you're wanting to buy and what these people want to partner with you on. Here's what I find all the time. Okay, we've got Bo. Actually, Bo, my asset manager, is actually in the side chat today. His name's Bo Divine. You guys can find him in there. People will send us things that they have under contract, and we're like, okay. They go, this is an amazing deal, and I go, what part of this deal does this make it amazing? And they're like, well, it's because it's 200 units. I'm like, okay, I got it. I got that it's 200 units. Why is this a good deal? Why do you think it's a good deal? Well, the seller wants 40% down and it's 8% interest. I'm like, that's not a good deal. Oh, wow. Okay. All right. And then what happens is they don't think I'm real. And then they go put it in Facebook. Okay. And they go, hey guys, I have a 200 unit multifamily deal. Seller wants 30% down and 8% interest. They were trying to partner with me and Bo. We say no. They go, crap, I'm already under contract. I don't want to let the seller down. So they then go to Facebook. What did I say about Facebook, Eric? Facebook buyers are Facebook what?
Bias.
Liars. They're not real buyers. People in Facebook are not real buyers. Okay. Most of the time, they're not actual real buyers. And I have no way of verifying that. They have a fake Facebook name. They could have a fake whatever. So it all goes into what you're doing. You should ask your friends what they are willing to partner with you on before you go look for those deals. What city? What size units? How much capital are they willing to put up? What if the seller wants you to buy the property cash? Are they equipped to go and get a loan, a commercial loan? Are they willing to put a personal guarantee down? Have you had these conversations with your friends? I already know the answer is no.
Actually, yeah. Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, well then you don't need to be here.
No,
You already have the buyers.
I'm looking for the tools that you are using to find and identify the sellers and properties.
Here, I'll show you. I'll solve this problem for you in about 2 seconds. Watch this. What city are you in?
Boston, well, Boston area.
Okay, watch how easy this is. Boston, you want to go and you want to start looking for deals, go to Crexy.com. Let's go to Boston. Okay, Mass, boom. Let's do also owner finance. Okay, you're not going to have any directly in Boston that are listed on owner finance, but when you get rid of that border, you'll find a lot. So let's get rid of owner finance. Just do Boston. Boston is obviously much larger, so you'll want to let's get rid of the filter actually. Remove the boundary. Cool. All right, well, there's some apartment buildings right there. There's a gas station, another commercial building. There's stuff right now listed right now. Look, there's a hotel. You want a 42 unit apartment building? Oh, you can go and do this right now. You can go on Crexy, you can go on LoopNet. You don't need me for this.
Oh, I was asking him along the lines of, is privy specific to residential and not a tool that somebody would use in that space?
Oh, privy. Okay. The question you asked did not have privy inside of it. You were
No,
saying,
I meant tools in general of all the stuff you've talked about so far.
Guys, this is Crexy. You guys can go mess around on this. Now let's click on owner finance. You guys want to go buy something on owner finance? Pretty simple. Check it out. 157 results on owner finance right here in just this area. Kind of cool. I can start zooming out and seeing all this stuff. We don't need to spend a lot of time. The deals are out there. They're listed right now, ready for you to call. Boom, go do it. If you're trying to go and do all of that, and Eric, you already have a buyer, they're already willing to come up with the money. They're already willing to go use their name and their personal credit. You don't need to be here. You've already got everything you need.
Appreciate it.
Okay. So now Eric doesn't have, some of you guys are not Eric, right? This is why we need Alex. And that's why I brought Alex in here, is to show you guys how to go find some of these buyers. Okay. Cool. So owner finance is seller finance. Correct. The owner is also the seller. That is correct. By the way, some people are like, how do you do it? How do you keep your patience up? Because once you know what owner finance and seller finance is, people get all prestigious on us and stuffy. And they're like, I can't believe that people ask that question. But there is a point in your life where you ask that question too. You know, I asked that question one time too. A couple of times, probably 17 times. Don't be sorry, Dean. Don't be sorry. This is why I don't jump into creative finance on the Elephant Challenge. I keep it very simple. Keep it very simple. We're keeping this very, by the way, the people in here that are learning all the simple stuff, do you appreciate how simple we keep this? Alex, are you learning some stuff?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. This is why I built the Elephant Challenge, is to keep it so basic and so newbie. So when people come in and go, I need help on the basics of stuff, this is basic. Okay. Now we're talking about ARV for just a second. What is ARV? Now, what's tough about real estate, especially when you get into commercial, okay? People that are in commercial and multifamily, they use all sorts of fancy words because they want to confuse you. Okay, like Casey Jones and Tia Cole, they said, ARV stands for after repair value. Perfect. Alex, explain to me what after repair value means, because now you understand what it means because somebody told you after repair value. What does it mean?
If I, had to guess, after repair value is the amount of money that you'll be making after you've sold it to somebody else.
No. Okay. And this is why I'm going to tell you guys, when we say after repair value, that is not a good answer at all. ARV, yeah, the acronym stands for after repair value, but really what it means is what a buyer is willing to pay for it compared to other properties in the area at a similar rehab level. Okay. Rehab level meaning it's been fixed up. Okay. Now, a lot of people go, oh, well, after it's repaired. No, that's actually incorrect. It's actually incorrect, because I've done a lot of deals where I do not full on renovate the property. I just looked at the comps in the area. I'm like, wow, people are willing to buy these houses without renovating and changing the windows and doing all that kind of stuff. I all right, I'll just put it right back on the market without repairing the property. And I get the high ARV. It is not supposed to be, okay? It is not supposed to be ARV is after repair value. It's the dumbest description ever. Okay,
So-
unless we change the acronym to ARV would be assumed retail value. Estella says, my bad. Stella, I'm not attacking anybody. Just so you know, when I teach on some of the newbie Zooms, my personality has to be a little stronger. Alex, you've spent a lot of time with me behind the scenes. I'm not like this normally. I'm being
He's a
strong.
man, yeah.
I have to say things strongly for people to go, oh, that's something important to listen to. Okay. So I'm not attacking anybody in here. I'm trying to say things in a way that you guys can learn a little bit better. Okay. So the reality is ARV stands for what somebody would be willing to pay for it and move into it. Okay. How much would a bank approve a retail buyer for to buy that house? Still incorrect. Why is that still incorrect? Because the value of the property is not determined by the bank. The value of the property is not determined by the appraiser. The value of the property is not determined by the agent. Who determines the value of the property, Alex?
Sorry, you cut out there a little bit. Who determines what?
Determines the value of a piece of real estate.
The person that's going to potentially buy it.
There you go. Great answer. Right? It's kind of like, how do I know if a guy is cute or not? Well, if a girl says that guy's cute. Well, what happens if 85 million girls think he's ugly, but one girl says he is cute? Guess what? Homeboy's cute.
That's the right house for that girl, huh?
There you go. That's the right house for that girl. He's still a cutie. Okay. Welcome to Valentine's Day. There's somebody.
There's somebody out there for everybody.
That is the right way to say it. That is the right way to say it. Okay. So when people look at a piece of real estate, whatever price they're willing to buy that property for is the value of it. When somebody says ARV, they're like, oh, no, the after repair value. Okay, well, what if no other house in the neighborhood has renovated their property? Now, this is interesting to think about, right? So let's say that there's 50 houses in the neighborhood. They've all recently sold. None of them have done any renovations in 30 years. And it's just like what people are willing to move into in that neighborhood. By the way, this is very common, okay? There's neighborhoods that people just move into, especially like Old Town Mesa. People will just straight up move into a house that's 40 years old without even caring. They're like, in fact, they're like, oh, this is endearing and charming. They paid a high purchase price without it being renovated. So when people are like, oh, it's the after repair value, nobody repaired it. The ARV is the high. Here's what ARV means. It is the highest price somebody is willing to for it and willing to move into it. Make sense?
Absolutely. So it's almost like after repair value is really just theoretical, and it's assumption that, hey, somebody's going to pay this much for it after it's been repaired or whatever they want to do with it.
Do you know how many times anybody's been right about their comp? Meaning like I look at a property and I go, let me comp that. I mean, let me compare it to another house in the neighborhood. Do you know how many times that somebody's ever been right about that? Literally never. Here's what I mean by that. They've never been right about the price, the speed in which they're going to sell it, and how much the renovation is going to cost. Not one time have all three of those actually lined up. Not one time in the history of the world have those three things lined up. What fixing and flipping is, what wholesaling is, what all this stuff is a little bit more of an art than it is a science. Okay. And so you are right. It's theoretical. It's like, I think somebody's going to be willing to buy this house after we do, I see that house down the road, and we'll pull up Privy here in a minute. Okay. And we'll hang out in Privy for probably an hour today. We'll call a couple of buyers, but we'll go into Privy and we'll see some flips that other people have done. And we'll go see how they didn't actually renovate anything. They just the market needs more supply. So are they actually renovating the property? Not really. They're barely putting anything into it. So a lot of people will assume ARV means I have to go in and gut the property and do everything to it. No, I'm as a fix and flipper, by the way, if I'm a wholesaler, my typical customer is one of three people. What are those three people? Let's talk about that for a second. We'll call some buyers. Who are my typical three people? Yep. Eden and Jacqueline got the number one right. Flipper, somebody who's fixing and flipping. That's going to be one of my buyers.
Somebody who's buying and holding.
Yes. Then the third one.
And
somebody who's going to move in the house.
Gotcha.
Okay. Those are the three people that are going to actually buy the house, right? A family is going to move in, or an individual. Somebody's going to live in the house. Somebody's going to buy and hold it, turn it into a rental, have somebody else live in the house, but they're going to own it, or a fix and flipper. That's it. Those are your three primary people. Okay. Toby says BlackRock. BlackRock is a buy and holder. They're putting tenants in the property, right? That's a buy and holder. They are a buyer. They are holding. Okay. Cool. So let's go into finding some buyers. Are you cool with that?
Sounds good.
Now, I am going to promote a software. I have to do this every time in the Elephant Challenge. People lose their mind. Yes, I do make money on the software. I push the software because it's the least expensive software on the planet that does the job that you need. I'm not going to talk about PropStream, batch leads, or anything else. We've done that in prior Elephant Challenges. Please, for the love of God, please do not ask a question about PropStream and Privy and batch leads. I love all of them. But for the Elephant Challenge, the most inexpensive and most efficient tool that you can use to make money, okay, is Privy. Go to startwithprivy.com, okay? I don't think you need to use a code PACE anymore. I think we got rid of that. I thought that was so stupid that they made us use a code. I was just like, just go to startwithprivy.com is where you go. Let's see if it works. Yep. Just go to Start with Privy. You don't need a code anymore. They'll give you a discount, all that kind of stuff, which is awesome. Cool. Let's see if I can get logged in. I'll do a little screen share in a second. I just got to log in. All right, cool. Okay, you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Now let's do this next thing. All right. So here's what we're looking at. We're looking at a map. The blue means that we have really, really, really high quality data. Okay. The red and the yellow means we have good quality data. Okay. So people overthink this. Remember what I said at the very beginning? Why people don't get anything done is because they just overthink everything and they get stuck, and then they just spend 3 days listening to us on the Elephant Challenge, not actually doing anything. Let's say, okay, what time is it? It's 5 o'clock. I think it's more intelligent for us to call buyers in Arizona right now. The problem is most people are going to know who I am in Arizona. And I'm probably okay with that. I'm okay with that. Okay, so do you see these big blue bubbles, Alex?
Yes.
Okay. These blue bubbles tell me that I have a ton of activity in those blue bubbles, right? We see one that says 9,773 properties that are down there. That's active properties that are currently active right now.
So when you say active, does that mean?
Gosh, love the questions. Keep going. Keep going.
Yeah. So if they're active, they're either like on the market or they're looking steady.
Thank you for pointing out how horrible of a teacher I am. Thank you. There are people in here that actually have no idea what the hell that even means. On market, off market. On market means they have hired a real estate agent to sell their property for them.
Okay.
Off market means I'm calling the seller and they had no plan to sell the property in the first place, and I'm calling the seller to convince them to sell their property to me. That's off market.
Got it.
There's no agent involved. Okay. No agent involved in off market.
Okay.
If does Privy work for Canadian guys? Privy works if you're on Mars, my friends. And by the way, if you are in Canada, I'm going to tell you straight up, just invest in the United States. Okay. We have maple bars too. We have gravy on fries too. Okay. Outside of that, we got Our Rockies are more beautiful than your Rockies. Okay. I'm just telling you straight up, America. Okay. I love my Canadian friends, but I'm just, guys, stop overthinking that. Nobody in Canada is doing any of these free challenges. Like there's nobody in Canada that's like teaching real estate investing. So they all come over here and they're like, can we do this in Canada? Just do it in America, please. Okay. Make it easy on everybody. All right. So I'm going to choose Arizona. One, because I think it's good for you. And I think that you should choose your own backyard. Okay. When you're starting out, why do you think we should choose our own backyard for our market?
Because it's easier to get to. You can, talk with people in person if you need to. You should know that market a little bit better.
I like those answers. By the way, somebody says Jen Dunn is doing stuff in Canada. Perfect. Can you please tell the Canadians to go hang out with Jen Dunn? I love that. I don't know. I don't know. Alex, you're probably in the Facebook messages, and we're also in the DMs, and you get kind of a surprising amount of Canadians that are like, how do I do this in Canada? Guys, Jen Dunn. I don't even know her, but now I got to have her on a Zoom with me. Tell her to DM me. Okay. Tell her to DM me, please. I want to highlight her so that our Canadian friends, okay. Chuck Santiago says, what if we're in a crappy market? If you are wholesaling, there is no such thing as a crappy market. Okay. You can wholesale in every market except North Dakota, South Dakota. A lot less deals there. Okay. What about New York? Yeah. A lot of people wholesale in New York. Don't ask me the whatabouts. I just answered it. Every single area is fine. Okay. Every single area is fine. Tasheen says, I'm in New York, everyone. Tasheen's doing deals. Okay. So we're going to choose Arizona. Now, what are we doing when I go to Privy right now? What do you think we're going to do? I've already kind of hammered on it for the last hour and a half. I'm asking you.
Oh, you're asking me. Okay. Yes. I think that we are going to start calling some buyers. Start hearing some properties.
Cool. And what should we be asking these buyers?
What they're looking for.
Cool. Here's a great way to do that. Okay. We use Privy. Why do I use Privy? Well, Privy is going to show me where people have done deals. So let's go to, investor activity, find deals based on successful investments. So 12,800 fix and flips are on this, but we're just going to go into an area that we're like, all right, let's go. You're over in Mesa right now?
Yeah, I am in Mesa.
Okay. I'm in Mesa too. Look at all these people. These are successful fix and flips, by the way. Okay. So let's zoom in. Red means that it's been sold and completed. You see how it sold on February 6th, 2024? Okay, let's look up 3 and see. 4. That's just, by the way, you're like, why are you deciding to pick on one versus the other? I'm just hovering over to see what people have done. Okay, there's a little cutie duplex. Let's see what they did. Privy says it was a flip. So let's look at the property. Yep. Pretty obvious it's a flip, right?
Oh, yeah.
What tells you this is a flip?
It's looking completely gutted and brand new. All the fixtures are gorgeous.
Cool. So we already know this person is a bona fide buyer, right? Like if I scroll down and I find the public records and I look down things, I can find out who this person was, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It says Ruby was the agent. That's a cool name. I like Ruby. I can call the agent if I really wanted to today and say, hey, I saw you sold this house. This is awesome. Are your clients looking for more fix and flips? What are they looking for? Can you help me out? Blah, blah, blah. I could start literally right now, Alex, you and I could just cause chaos right now just by picking up the phone, and we'd have a lot of fun. What's great about Privy is look what Privy did. They also told us what title company they used, who the title company was. Alexa Morales. Pace, what title company should I use? Well, there's one right there. I told you. They did an active deal. Pace, how do you vet buyers? How many people asked me that question about an hour ago? How do we vet buyers? How do we vet the people? Right here. This is an actual seller that bought this deal, flipped this property, and we are now going to call this person. Okay. Here's their before. I don't know how much they did, but we can call them and find out. Let's talk about it. Okay. So let's talk about the assessor. Okay. Owner. Alyssa Braun, owner occupied property. Okay.
Okay,
Unmarried
so
woman.
the assessor is the owner. Sorry to interrupt, but I just
Alyssa
want.
is the owner. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see here. Let's go to mortgage history. Okay. So you can see somebody, Barrett Financial Group. You see this? Check this out. Barrett Financial Group bought the property. Okay. They bought it for $160,000 and they turned around and sold it for $358,000. And she went and used America Financial Network Incorporated, and she got an FHA loan at 7.7%. Shango says, why list that type of information on the website for the public to see? Here's a better question. Why not? I'm sorry, but the government knows what you ate for breakfast yesterday. My friends, they're watching you. They know everything you're doing. Whether you put tape over your laptop camera or not, does not matter. They know what you did. They know what you did last summer. Okay. So you see how easy this becomes when you just have the software that just tells you all the stuff. So let's find out, how do we get a hold of Barrett Financial Group? All right. Well, we're going to go here. We're going to go to Open Corporates. Okay. Open Corporates is a website that allows me to go, oh, let's type in Barrett Financial Group and let's look them suckers up. Okay. Search for free. We always got to do everything for free as much as possible because there's people in here that they want all the free. I guess I got to register. Hold on. Let me register. Search for free, all jurisdictions. See if it'll let me search. Okay, cool. Maryland. Okay, cool. So they went to Maryland, 2314 South Val Vista Drive, 201 Gilbert, Arizona. Okay, so that's their address. They did a Maryland LLC. They did it in New Hampshire. I love how, okay, check this out. This is so funny. We could talk about LLC structures all day long. This is why we use Prime. Somebody went all the way to Maryland to set up their LLC just to put an Arizona address on their LLC. Now you're like, why does that matter? Well, you'll find out tomorrow in your call with Prime. Okay, cool. So Rudy Lopez, loan officer. So he went through this entire thing, okay, to try and keep himself. Okay, he's got a forwarding number. You see that? 832-577-1828. Let's call him up.
Okay.
Dude, some girl on here right now is thinking that should be my Valentine. Okay. Now we're not afraid to call people, right?
Nope.
We want to be deal detectives. Now you don't know what I'm going to ask, but Abelia says, yeah, he is pretty actually. You guys see how fast I found that person's information?
Crazy fast.
Okay. Let me ask you a better question. Can you ever ask me again, where do we find information from? I look how easy this business is. So simple. I get privy. I go into where has been a successful fix and flip. I found an actual company who fix and flipped a property. I looked at their property. I found out who owned it. I looked at their after pictures. Guys, oh my gosh, Daryl Shaw is still overthinking. What if it wasn't a company? Guys, Daryl, I think you missed something, my friends. I think you missed something. We got to slow down here for a second. I think you missed something, my friend. Okay. Daryl says, what if it wasn't a company? Bro, it's way harder when it is a company versus a human being. Daryl Shaw, let's have a conversation. Daryl, how you doing?
Good. How you doing, Pace?
Really good. Daryl, did you see that I pulled up an LLC? I then had to go to opencorporates.com. I then had to find the address associated with that LLC because he's trying to hide his name on his LLC. I then had to go Google the address to then find out who office is at that address just to find out who the person was.
Correct.
So you then just go, well, what if it's not a company? Well, then I get to skip all those steps, bro. I literally went through all of those steps just to find out who the person was.
Yes. And so I don't mean to be slow pace.
No, I want you, I'm actually really appreciative of the question. Remember, when I have this tone about me, I'm in teaching mode. It's not attacking mode. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
It's a great question. So keep going.
All right. So I saw you do all of that. I saw you go to open. I went to privy, found out who the owner was or who did the fix and flip. Go to open corporates, find the guy, and do all of that. So I'm just saying, so if it was just a person, do we find the person different? Because it's not a corporation at that point, so we wouldn't be on open corporate is what I'm trying to say. So
yeah, you just Google him.
Okay.
Yeah, just Google him. And and great question. If it's a person, what we do is we go to truepeoplesearch.com.
That's what I was getting at. Yeah.
Okay. And why do I suggest open corporates and why do I suggest True People Search? Because they're free.
Yeah.
And people in the Elephant Challenge have this mindset of, I don't want to spend money on anything. I just want to do everything for free. And so I'm giving you everything that you can see how powerful Privy is, right? Like just with it and using it in 2 seconds, it's like I think it's like 120, somebody's going to correct me. They're going to tell me to the dollar because they're like penny pinchers. They're Dave Ramsey's children or something like that. They got to tell you it's $129.87. I got it. Okay. Got it. But besides Privy, I'm going to try and give you guys tools that cost you no money. So True People is where you go, Daryl, if it's a person. Okay. I actually, when it's a person, I typically will just Google them. And if I Google them, their name will usually pop up kind of in a profile. Most people that are fixing and flipping are associated with some kind of company profile, so I can find them really quickly on Google. If I can't, then I go to True People Search. Make sense?
Absolutely.
Cool. Now, in my regular business, do I use True People Search and open corporates? No, I do not. I spend money on skip tracing because I get a higher quality. What'll happen is we might call this guy right now, Daryl, and he not answer. And we're going to then wonder, if I'm brand new, here's what I'm going to wonder. I wonder if that's the right number. And then let's say I call another person, it's not the right number. Let's say I call another number and it's not the right number. And it's a forwarding number, right? And I'm like, I just want to talk to an actual cell phone. If you go through True People Search and you go through like open corporates, a lot of times you're getting their company phone numbers. Whereas when you skip trace and you actually spend 10 cents or 12 cents on pulling data from public record, you'll get 7 phone numbers associated with that person when you spend the money. And you spend the money, you're going to get the right phone number 99% of the time. When you're on open corporates and when you're on True People Search, which are free, you're going to get the right number 70% of the time. So why is that important, that 30%? Well, I can tell you when you're making a lot of these calls and it doesn't take us 2 hours to just get to the point where we're making one call. Like if Alex and I, after she's done this and I go, all right, Alex, start this tomorrow. She books her call with Prime. Start with Prime. She goes, gets a bank account. She gets Privy and she's calling a buyer literally within 7 minutes. The only reason we've gotten to 2 hours is because we're teaching you guys all the little subtle nuances of all of these things and they're important. But I also would not tell her to use True People Search or use whatever in a normal setting because I want her to go faster and call more people and have the higher likelihood of success. But when I'm in a free challenge, I'm not going to tell you guys to spend money when I don't need you to spend. Does that make sense, everybody? Okay. Now, Taryn says, skip tracing platforms. There's a bunch. They're all good. Okay. There's a bunch and they all cost money and I have affiliates for all of them, but I don't want people in the Elephant Challenge worrying about that. Okay. Will new Corporate Transparency Act cause you to have to reveal your personal information even if you set up your LLC? No. Prime will actually take care of all of that for you, Andrew. So this is another reason why I set up with Prime is that Prime will take care of the Corporate Transparency Act. So none of my private information is let out into the public realm. Cool. Awesome. All right. Alex is like, wait, what? Do I need to worry about that? Okay, for the girls in here that think Rudy is cute, let's pull a photo of Rudy up while we're calling Rudy. How about that? Okay. What's going to be funny is in the elephant challenge also, a lot of people will call. What will happen when I'm doing this in the elephant challenge? People in the free group will call Rudy and be like, did you know Pace is calling you and you're on live YouTube? Guys, please don't do that. This is why I don't love making live calls in like YouTube setting because of this exact thing. Okay, so I'm going to act kind of like a newbie a little bit, okay?
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Hey, Rudy, my name is Pace. I'm calling you because I saw you flipped a house on 3231 East Calypso Avenue, and I want to bring you more deals. I want to find out what you're looking for. Obviously, you got a really great deal on that property. I've got a team of people that are calling on foreclosures and expired listings and those types of things. Please shoot me a text message back on this phone number and let me know what you're looking for so my team can source deals for you and we can do business. Thank you so much. Pretty simple, right? That voice memo, I know went fast, but really easy peasy, right? We're calling buyers. We're telling them, I want to do business with you. Okay. Cool. So he's got a forwarding number. Now I could be crazy. If I was like my wife, I would spend all day long trying to get to know, just to call Rudy. Okay. I think we could be crazy. I think we could spend a little bit more time trying to find him. Watch. There's his branch address. There's his forwarding number. Okay. I could call their, ooh, you know what I could do? Watch this. Watch me call their office. And I'll be like, Rudy doesn't pick up his phone. Can you please let me talk to him? Okay. You could do all this kind of stuff. These are the things that people are not willing to do, right? Calling the office. Barrett Financial Group. Okay, cool.
Thank you for calling Barrett Financial Group. We are unable to get to the phone at this time. Please leave your name, a callback number, and a...
Okay, cool. Let's go to another deal.
All right.
Okay. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Pull up another deal. Now, what's fun about this is you get to look at houses all the time. Okay. This is obviously a closed house. Ooh, sold on April 28th, 23. So it's kind of an older deal. That's cool. Does this look like a fully renovated house, by the way?
No, I don't think so. I mean, it looks like they might have done something to the kitchen, but
Okay, they painted it green. It is cute. They did a new roof. They did paint it. They did new windows.
okay.
I would say it is a full renovation. It's not state of the art. Like you look at the, I'm a weirdo. I look at like the ceilings. You see, here, let's look at this. See how the ceilings have different textures on it?
Uh-huh.
So I'm kind of picky about that kind of stuff. I look at that. I'm like, okay, they just went through and they went as fast as they could. They could have, do you see this big box above the cabinets right here?
Mm-hmm.
That big rectangle that we call that the bulkhead.
Okay.
In my opinion, and then also look at the fridge, how the cabinet does not go all the way to the end of the fridge.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of janky, right?
Yeah.
But they did spend money here.
Yeah.
They didn't do a full renovation, meaning they didn't go through and like raise the ceiling. Should have raised the ceiling there. They did new baseboards, new showers, new cabinets. They painted everything, fixed all the wood. They were smart, right? They looked at doors like this is a door that they kept. And they're like, why would we replace this door? It's to an outside part of the house. They're smart as a fix and flipper. They make these determinations of what to flip and what to keep.
Mm-hmm.
And also, this is a very Arizona thing, everybody. And Everybody not in Arizona, you'll look at our backyards and you'll be like, man, these are really ugly backyards. Yeah, this is like full on retail ready. Our grass is dead a lot of times, you know, all that kind of stuff. So this is a little bit older. Let's find something else. Okay. Oops, my bad. I don't want that. I have the Zoom chat on. I have you over here, so I can't see my whole screen. So hold on a second.
Yeah, I think it's just the back to search all the way at the left.
Mm-hmm. I just can't see it all because I've
okay.
got like things overlapping it. I've got my Zoom chat. Okay, here we go. So I can scroll out and I can see that there's 69 flips. Okay, there's one that's like really recent. Okay, 2824, $517,500. I love it. So let's click on this bad boy. Oh, dang, dude. Somebody like really
The
did some-
production value of these
Yes.
pictures.
They must have had one of our graphic designers on here. Okay, this is how do we know this is a flip? Asking you. by
Like
the way.
because they staged it a little bit, you know?
Yeah, and I would also say, do you think they really have a fire going?
Oh no. There's no way. Not in Arizona. You kidding me?
Not in Arizona. And this is not a living set of furniture, right?
Mm-mm.
It's like fake. Look at the artwork. Would any woman allow their husband to put artwork 1 inch from the top of the ceiling?
Feels tight.
Somebody would be like, yo, fix that right now. But the staging, they did a good job. It's better than nothing. Ooh, you like that island?
Yeah, I love a good island. Ooh, they got the granite all the way down.
And look at the cabinets. They killed it on the cabinets.
It's good color.
Okay, great job. Love it. So they deserve, they did a great job. So this is somebody I want to do business with. They obviously know what they're doing. They spent money. This is somebody I want to go find deals for, right? So let's find out who was the person that did the deal. Okay. Let's go through it. We've got the buyer's agent. So the person that buyer's agent got paid 2.5%. Oh my gosh. Now what I could do right now, Alex, is I could just call agents right now and just go, hey, I saw you represent this fix and flipper. I want to bring more deals to you. You know other fix and flippers? We could do that right now. Okay. We could go that route as well.
Mhm.
This is also why real estate is so challenging, is because we could be successful by just picking up the phone and having conversations with people. And you'll find, in fact, if I do that right now, if I start calling anybody, you'll see that it is impossible for you not to create momentum when you just pick up the phone.
Yeah.
Okay. And I want to make this very easy for you to see. I will call the agent, even though that was not our intention. I want to show you how easy it is to just start having conversations with people. And all of a sudden you're going to have an agent that's like, I'd love to send me deals. That'd be great. Blah, 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 blah. Right. Let's watch. We'll do that right now.
Okay.
Even though it wasn't the plan. What is the point I'm trying to make? The point I'm trying to make is pick up the effing phone and stop being a baby. And stop trying to be like, I need a script and I need to be told exactly what to pick up the phone and cause some chaos. That's what you got to do. So we'll create some chaos.
Okay, cool. I like that. I like that a lot because it makes it more human, you know?
Yeah, we're just going to create some chaos. Watch. Let's go. Buyers. So there's a listing agent and there's a buyer's agent. What's the difference between a buyer's agent and a listing agent?
A buyer's agent and a listing agent.
The buyer's agent, I don't want to call. Why is that? Because this was a retail
They're
buyer.
already doing the job that you want to be doing.
No, the buyer's agent was representing a family.
Oh.
Whereas the listing agent, Jeremy Jennings, was representing the seller, who is obviously a fix and flipper.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yep.
Okay. So there's his mobile phone. Let's call Jeremy. I don't even need to look up and see if he's cute, but I bet he is cute for some of you girls out there. Jeremy Jennings, 623-986-6650. Watch, and I'll show you I'll provide some value to him as well. It is Valentine's Day after all.
Yeah.
People are trying to close different kind of deals right now.
Hello, this is Jeremy.
Hey, Jeremy, my name's Pace. How you doing?
What's up, Pace? I met you before.
Heck yeah. Hey, dude, I'm looking at 1353 South Rose. You just sold?
Yes, sir.
Who'd you represent? Was that your deal or somebody else's?
Yeah, it was. I have equitable interest in the entity. Me and my buddy do a lot of fix and flips.
Where'd you find that deal?
We got on the MLS.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, bro.
Bro.
90% of our business has been all MLS.
Are you guys just submitting
We just send out a bunch of LOIs, and then we have 2 VAs in Mexico that we train just to underwrite deals, and they submit LOIs for us, and they're just cold calling realtors.
Bro, I love that. How many LOIs are you guys sending out every day?
We send about 20 to 30 a day.
Okay, and you're just doing Arizona?
Arizona, we did ATL. We didn't have that much success just because it's a different market, and we didn't get that good feedback, but just specifically Maricopa, and we're also going after commercial too.
And you guys are doing the flips yourself, so you're not wholesaling those out. You're just doing the flips. No,
man, we rarely wholesale anymore. We started that way in like 2019, 2020, but now we just focus on flips. My partner, Manny, he's met you before. We met you at a few meetups. He's a general contractor, so he's our project manager for our construction.
I don't remember Manny. I do remember you. He's running.
His real name is Emmanuel, but he goes by Manny.
Okay, cool. Hey, so are you guys not listing? Like other clients? Are you guys doing any retail business? Or are you guys just doing your own flips?
I just do traditional real estate just for referrals and friends and family, but just specifically flips right now.
Okay, so my team is primarily calling on expired listings.
Okay.
And there's a couple of things. One, I'm actually branching out into other markets, so I'm doing less and less Arizona deals, which is what I'm actually looking at you. I'm like, dude, why don't I just wholesale my Arizona deals to somebody else here locally?
Yeah.
So that's one. The second thing is I was calling you to say, hey, do you want to take some of the listings that we're getting off expired listings that my wife doesn't want to list?
Oh, for sure, man. 100%.
Okay, sweet. And should I just text you direct?
Yeah, that's my personal cell.
Sweet, dude. What else do you need in your business? Anything? Money? You need money? I got money.
Yeah, you doing we're always looking for private capital for flips to stay liquid.
Yeah, you guys need second position loans?
Yes.
I will do that all day long.
Okay.
What do you guys typically what are your
term? Right now we're working with, we either do merchants, capital fund if we're in a pinch and we just need to close fast, but our preferred lender is Kayak Capital.
And what's Kayak? Oh, Kayak's great. They're up in I think Idaho, aren't they?
They're 2 brothers. I think that's originally from, but they're based here in Phoenix.
Okay.
Landon and his brother Bo, I think.
How much are they having you guys put down?
10%. Financing is either 10 to 12, but they don't charge us any points up front.
Yeah, that's the great thing about Arizona, dude. Like nobody charges points here. It's when you're flipping, it's the greatest thing ever. You go everywhere else, everybody's charging 2 points.
I know. I feel like Arizona's, the mecca of investors and wholesalers, and so it's like everyone's doing deals out here.
The mecca of badasses, dude. Okay, so what do you guys need then? If you guys need your 10% bridge money, and what are you guys typically paying on that?
10 to 12%, just deal by deal scenario.
Okay, you pay me. Why would you pay me 12 versus 10?
Can you fund rehabs? They don't fund rehabs. That's the only thing.
I'll fund rehab.
Okay.
When's your next deal? I want to do a deal with you right now.
Do like a draw system, or how does it work?
I'll do a draw with you. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, what I'll do is like people that I'm doing loans for repeatedly, we'll do less draws. We'll do larger chunks of money, so you have less hassle. Obviously, we've done a handful of deals together. Okay. But on our first couple of deals, I've got my head of operations right on Val Vista and Southern. You freaking send her photos. We'll release money every day.
Nice. Okay. And do you guys charge any prepayment penalties?
No. Come on, man. Okay. We want our money fast.
Sweet, man. That's what I like to hear.
Cool. Do you guys have any deals in the pipeline I can fund for you?
Everything's funded right now. They're all in construction. We have 3 deals that we just are almost at the home stretch of being completed, but we got a few warm leads that we're thinking about closing. So how about we do this? How about once we lock something up, we can just hop on a call through with me and Emmanuel, and you can just break down what kind of terms and what you can fund us with.
Love it, brother. Look forward to it.
Cool. Thanks, Pace.
Okay. Thank you, brother. Talk to you soon.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. Okay. Do you see what I mean by creating chaos? It's impossible for me to pick up the phone and not make money.
Yeah, I see that.
Now what you didn't see, I could spend 2 hours breaking down that call. Okay. This is why I also don't like calling in Arizona, because I actually do what I tell you guys to do. Go to freaking meetups, you lazy bones Jones. People meet me. They know me. Okay. That guy didn't say, hey, I met you on your YouTube. It's like, I met you. What's a second position loan? Okay. That's Gator 3.0. Okay. Do you see how I very quickly went from I'm a wholesaler to, oh my gosh, now I can Gator loan money to you? This is why understanding Gator and Subto, transaction coordination, all of these types of things is so freaking critical. Because when I know I can't sell him, I can't do a deal with him right now, right? Because he is a buyer and he's also finding his own deals on the MLS. Oh my gosh, what? Just another conversation. Like, pick up the effing phone. The problem is I can handle these calls so well that probably 18 things I said on there, you're like, I have no idea what you guys just said.
Yeah,
Is that how you felt?
Yeah.
I almost feel like I should like break down a call like that and be a little bit more specific about stuff. But then what we're doing is we're getting caught in the weeds. Okay. But do you see how the agent actually was the person who fixed and flipped the property?
Yeah.
Okay. I let the call go where it could go. And then I asked him, what do you guys need? Do you guys need money? And he's like, he wasn't going to tell me an answer. And I go, do you need money? Yeah, we always need money. Okay, cool. Great. What kind of money do you need? And he told me exactly what he needed. Now he's like, yeah, I'll pay you 12% on your money. Adolfo says, let's break it down. That was high level, so relaxed. Yeah, you're just having a conversation. The problem is, obviously I've been doing this a long time, so you can put me in any conversation and I can build friendships with people. I can find ways to make money. But the reality is, when people say I'm having a hard time in this business, I have a hard time not making money in this business because I pick up the phone and I know exactly 20 different things that he's doing that I can insert myself into. And I have no hesitation to ask, how can I insert myself into that thing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. So Pace could start a conversation and make money with a brick wall. Yes. Can you explain? Angel says, can you explain LOI, letter of intent? Means you're setting in an offer. Okay. Can you wholesale on the MLS? Yes, you can wholesale on the MLS. How do we develop that? Watching more YouTube content is not the way to do it. The way to develop that is get on the phone.
Learn by
and
doing.
screw up
Yeah.
and sound stupid and mess things up 100 times and feel dumb and get off the phone going, oh my God. You have to do that. Okay. Is there a forum for LOI in Gator? Done is better than perfect. I would say progress is perfect. That's all there is. It's just screwing things up. Okay. So what did you not understand about that call before we do another one?
You mentioned something about like second position loans. What is that?
Okay. So let's talk about why people that use, that guy's doing a lot of fix and flips, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you something. Everybody needs to write this down. People that fix and flip with their own money are idiots. Write that down. Write it down, underline it. People that fix and flip with other people with their own money are idiots. I actually call them lazy.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Christian's like, why?
Well,
Well, because
leveraging other people's money.
Yeah. So here's a good example. If I go buy a laundromat, for example, Alex.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, here, let's do this. Here, I'll give you exact reason why people that use their own money for their own fix and flips are lazy and they're idiots. Here's why. Alex, you know about like the Plant Guy company we moved or that we own?
Yeah.
Okay. So, we buy businesses, right?
Yes.
Okay. There's other people in here. You're trying to be professional. You're trying to build a business, trying to build a portfolio. There's a lot of people in here. Watch when I ask this question, how many people are going to say yes to this? It's going to be overwhelming. How many people in here would buy a laundromat with me? Give me a yes.
I don't
Okay,
think.
cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Funny, huh? Okay. So I'm always looking for a cash on cash return. Okay. So what does that mean? That means here's a laundromat called Laundro. We'll call it Laundro. Okay. Here's this laundromat. And this seller of the laundromat wants to retire. This happens all the time. It's not a made up thing. This happens all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, hey, I want to sell my laundromat for $500,000 and I'm willing to take $100,000 as a down payment. You following me?
Yes.
Then you can make me payments every single month. How much payments? Jim Shibley says, how are you protecting yourself? In what, my friend? Jim, be more specific, my friend. Please, my friend. The quality of your questions determines the quality of your answer. Okay. So guy wants to sell it for 500. I come up with $100,000. Cool. At the end of the year, okay, 12 months later, I now am the owner of this property. I obviously own it when I close on it. I mean, I buy it. I now change the name of this thing to Pace's Laundry. Right? Boom. And at the end of the year, after all bills are paid, all expenses are paid, et cetera, I end up making in my pocket, I end up taking a paycheck home of $82,000 from that laundromat. How much money did I make in that first year? I just told you. I wrote it down.
Yeah, the 82,000.
All right, right. You're questioning, like, wait, why you obviously, okay, I made 82 grand, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So what's my cash on cash return? Okay. I put cash in, $100,000 cash.
Mhm.
That's the cash right there. What's my cash return on that cash?
You just subtract what you've already paid?
No.
Oh,
Let's do it in a percentage. I made 82% on my money.
got it.
Okay. You see that? I made
Mhm.
82% on my money.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Plant Guy, company that we just bought. I have no money into that deal other than like flights and expenses and some attorney's fees. So I have like 20 grand in buying that. Okay. Ivan says, is that gross? Ivan, my friend, I said, after all bills are paid, after all expenses are paid, after all that. Do you remember when I said that, Ivan? Did you go achoo and sneeze when I said that? Ivan's like, crap, I'm being called out. So the Plant Guy, for example, we bought a $5 million company and we got half of the ownership for less than, oh, Ivan thinks I was being serious. Ivan, I'm being sarcastic. I'm just joking, my friend. I'm just joking. So with the Plant Guy, we put in about $20,000 and I've already made personally take home from the Plant Guy. I've taken home in less than a year. We bought it in June. Here it is now February, the following year. And I've finally taken home about $21,000 and I put in $20,000 when I bought the company. How much cash on cash return did I make?
That 21,000.
Well, that's the money I made. Yes. But let's talk about this again. Cash on cash return. This is very important. I put in $20,000.
Mhm.
Okay. This is going to be a really hard one for us to figure out. We went June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, right? So we just went 9 months. In 9 months, I made $21,000. That's money I took home in my pocket. Okay.
Yeah. And you said you didn't have any skin in the game initially?
I put 20 grand in. I paid for attorney's fees, all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Make sense?
Mhm.
Okay. So here you go. Mark says I made 105% on my investment.
That's so much.
That's actually inaccurate. that's 105% on my investment, but I made it in 9 months, not in a year. So if you really look at it from an annualized rate, I actually made a lot more money. A lot more, about 100. There you go. Jed just gave me the number. I made 140% on my money in a 9-month period. Does that make sense? Cool. So how much did he say he's willing to pay? How much did he say he's willing to pay for a lender to bring money to the table? How much, what was his percentage?
I'm seeing in the chat 10 to 12%.
Yep. I asked him, I said, well, how much will you guys pay me? And he says, well, we pay 10 to 12% depending on, I go, well, why would you pay me 12 versus 10? Do you remember me asking him that question?
Yes, I do.
Cool. So he's willing to pay 12% to a hard money lender. What does that mean? Let's talk about that. What's the structure of his deal? Here's the structure of his deal. He goes out and he buys a house. Okay. He bought this house on whatever street for, let's say, $300,000. Did you also ask him, Pace, do you pay for renovations? Do you remember him asking that question?
Yeah.
Okay. So he sees a property on the MLS, right? That means it's listed on the MLS. He sees it for $300,000. He offers $300,000. What he does is he goes to Kayak. Kayak is his lender. Kayak will give him 90%. Okay, that's what he said. He said they'll give him 90% of the purchase only. Okay, interesting. So, where does the other 10% come from? That means he's got to come up with how much money to buy the property. Kayak is his lender. They're going to give him 90% of his purchase. How much more money does he need?
An additional 10%.
Yep. So he needs a 10% down payment, right? How much is that of $300,000?
That 30K.
30K. So what did he say? He says, I need lenders because I want to stay liquid, because what's happening is every time he buys one of these properties, he has to bring 30 grand to the table in order for Kayak to give him a loan for 90%. Does that make sense? So this is something that Gators do. Gators come in and they bring the $30,000 to the table. It's called gap funding. You are filling in the gap of whatever this lender is right here. There's going to be a gap. Sometimes it's 10%, sometimes it's 20%, sometimes it's 30%, depending on. Okay, it's a gap. We call these Gators. And this is not Gator 1.0. This is not Gator 2.0. This is Gator 3.0. There's 7 strategies in Gator. This strategy that we're talking about right now is Gator 3.0. Okay, Gator has so many ways to make money. It's ridiculous, but we're not going to cover all of that today. So he's saying, hey, will you, sorry, beef jerky in my mouth. He says, will you go in second lien position? Okay. A lot of people are asking about second lien position. Okay. What that means is Kayak is going to be in first lien position, meaning they're the ones that gave him a loan first. And then I'm going to give him a loan second. So if everything went to hell in a handbasket, I would actually get paid second if the house got foreclosed on.
Got it.
Okay. Cool. So then what I do is then he says, okay, I need you to give me the gap money for me to buy the purchase. But what about the renovation money? That does not include the renovation money. So then I get to give him renovation money as well. And that renovation money will now go in third position on the property. Okay. And I will then give him higher interest. So this one, typically you'll charge him 12% for this. For third position construction costs, you'll probably charge him 14 to 16% for that construction money.
Gotcha.
So now you're going to ask yourself, well, why doesn't he just use his own money? Because if he's going to pay you 12%, or he's going to pay you 14 or 16% on the construction budget, let's say he's got to pay $50,000 in renovations to his contractors, he's going to borrow that from you at 14%. Okay, this is how everybody fix and flips, by the way. Everybody. I'm going to say that again. This is how everybody fix and flips. If you don't fix and flip this way, you are an idiot. This This is how everybody fix and flips. They borrow money for the purchase from Kayak. They go to a Gator for the gap lending, and they go to a Gator for the construction costs. There you go. You're an idiot if you don't do this. Why? I just showed you. I can go do anything else with my money and make 105% return. Why would I put my money into a fix and flip when there's already companies and institutions that are willing to give me the money at 10%? Why? Why would I take that money that I could go and put into the plant guy or a laundromat or this and make 100% return on my money? Okay. Why? Why would Bernard says my brain is dead? It's not that simple. It's not that hard. There's companies, millions of them, that will give you 10% money to go fix and flip a house. So people are like, I don't have any money to fix and flip. I'm not going to even start. Guys, there's companies that will just give you the money. Well, I don't want to pay them interest. Let's talk about this. How much interest is he going to pay? Yeah, no credit checks. The majority of this is no credit checks. How do you document this? Ben, you don't document this. Your title company documents this, my friend. Okay. Wouldn't a Gator want a chunk instead of interest? That's Gator 1.0, my friend. It's Gator 1.0, my friend. That's Gator 1.0, my friend. This is Gator 3. Okay. The interest that person is going to pay is going to be so insignificant. Okay. So let's talk about this. If he borrows $30,000 from me, Alex, to buy the property at 10% interest, let's say, and he keeps my money for 6 months, let's figure out how much he's going to actually pay me.
Okay.
Let's figure this out.
Okay.
Okay. I give him 30 grand.
Give him
He's
30.
I'm going to charge him 10% interest on that 30 grand. And he's going to pay me back in 6 months. This is a complicated thing. Let's figure this out. Okay. 30 grand multiplied by 0.1. What does that mean? 0.1 means 10%. What does that come out to?
1.
Okay. Pull out your calculator.
Yep. Pulling it out right now.
$30,000. Okay. Times 0.1. That's 10%. So if he kept my money for a year, he would pay me $3,000.
Yeah.
Why would he use his own $30,000 when all he has to pay me is $3,000 to do that deal?
Because he doesn't know.
He doesn't know. He's somebody in the side chat of Elephant Challenge that thinks people use their actual money to flip houses. They don't. Nobody does. Only idiots do. Okay, that's if he keeps the money for a year. But what if he only keeps the money for half of a year?
Then he would only have to do half of that.
That is correct.
Pay half of that. So 50.
So if he borrows my money, 30 grand for 6 months, it costs him $1,500.
$1,500.
If he's making $100,000 on a fix and flip, what does he care about the $1,500?
It's a drop in the bucket.
This is why people are so dumb when they use their own money. The business of fixing and flipping and wholesaling. Okay. Tyler Bruning says 1,500 equals 5%. Tyler, maybe you're making a joke. He only kept the money for 6 months. So it was still 10%. Okay. Still 10% is annualized. Everything's annualized. It's for the year. It's not 10% up front. It's 10%. Okay. For the year. Okay. So same thing with the 50,000. Let's go to the 50,000. He borrows the $50,000 from me. Okay. We're going to do the math all over again. Okay. Watch me go through it. Evan Whitaker says, when would you use interest only? Everybody only uses interest only on hard money loans. Just FYI. It's always only interest. Only interest. So let's do the math again. $50,000. I'm going to make sure his construction is paid for.
Okay.
He's going to pay me 16% this time because I'm in a weaker position. I'm in a third lien position, which means I have a little bit more risk associated. So I'm going to charge him more interest. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Christian just says, okay, where do I find lenders? Gators, where are my Gators in here? Say me. Everybody that says me right now has money. Okay. You don't need to go out and find money. You have plenty of Gators in here that have money. All right.
That is so many people.
There you go. So here we go. You've got, and by the way, do you see how easy it was when people are like, how do I go do a Gator deal? I just did a Gator deal right there. Did everybody just see that I converted a wholesale deal and I ended up doing a Gator deal?
Yeah.
I said, do you need money?
Pace makes anything work.
No, I just work. That's it. Pace just works. That's it.
The pace just works.
Okay. So $50,000, 6 times 0.16. Okay.
Yep. Oh.
Times 0.16. By the way, every single one of those houses, this is like, Carly, this is something that maybe somebody in Gator should just do a Zoom about this because this is just so simple. Every single one of those buyers, there's 9,000 flips that had been done in the last 3 months inside of Maricopa County. That's 9,000 people that need your money. Yes, Gator is the same as PML, basically. Okay, here we go.
Yep.
So $50,000 times 0.6. What's our number?
8,000.
Okay, he only needs my money. How long?
Still 6 months.
Uh-huh. So let's divide that in half.
All right.
There you go.
That's, yeah, 4,000.
There you go. Now, here's what's great about this. In Arizona, we're the only state that doesn't pay points. Okay. Now, you don't know what points are. Points are interesting. I said when he was saying the thing about like, oh yeah, there's a lot of people in Arizona doing deals. And I said, yeah, Arizona's full of badasses. You remember me talking about that?
Yeah.
I was referencing points. Okay. So what happens in all other 49 states, nobody else in the country does what we do. In Arizona, there's just so many people, so many lenders here that nobody charges points. It's too competitive.
Okay.
Tasheen, I just answered it for you. It's too competitive. Too many badasses are here. Okay. So people are like, I'm not paying points. And it just become kind of like the culture here in Arizona. Nobody pays points. What does a point mean? A point means that when I give you a loan, Alex, you're paying me 1% of that loan up front.
Okay.
Okay. 1% of that loan up front. So a $50,000 loan, I'm getting $500 just to start the loan. Lucas Shade, this is so interesting. Welcome to teaching real estate to people that are brand new. You got to have the patience of a God. Actually, that's probably not a good idea. God doesn't really have a lot of patience, just so you guys know. He'd be like throwing hellfire and brimstone down on people. Lucas, what's up, bro?
Hey, how's it going?
We're talking about the interest that gets paid on top of you, of course, getting your money back, my friend. Of course you get your money back.
Yeah, it just takes time.
I mean, it takes 6 months. That's what lenders do. They lend their money out for 6 months and they get their $50,000 back plus their return. Make sense?
Oh, okay. I just confused it. Okay. I understand.
What did you confuse? Tell me.
Because
Casey and Jeanette says God has the most patience.
I thought you were
in all situations.
I wasn't thinking on.
I've read the Bible. I've seen what he does. I believe in God. He does not have all the patience. Sometimes he has to drop down and go, we are ending the patience. There's a lesson that needs to be learned here. We are going to end the patience right now and teach you a lesson. Okay.
Yeah.
When a lesson has finally been stopped, there you go. It was planned. Guys, come on. He doesn't have endless patience. Endless patience would mean that nobody ends up actually getting the ball dropped on him. Okay. He's smarter than that. Okay. If you say he has endless patience, then that means he's not that smart. He is incredibly intelligent. Homeboy is smart. He plans the lessons, of course, but the patience has to end at some point. Okay. So Lucas, great question. I love the question. I love it. Robert Kemp says that was the Old Testament. Yeah. Because our God changed, right? Okay. So, by the way, if you want to get people so upset about life, talk about football, Trump, or religion. They will lose their mind.
Divides us for sure.
It's a divider. It's so interesting. So interesting. Okay, so do you see how like we spent 2.5 hours just talking about normal terminology, normal things, understanding real estate? You have to hear this multiple times. I have a Zoom that's starting in 13 minutes about raising capital with our community. Should I let everybody into that Zoom?
I mean, the chat definitely wants to be there.
Some of the students are like, no, I want my bonuses only for me. It's actually a guest. It's not me. It's not me teaching raising capital. We actually have a guest coming in, Hunter Thompson.
Cool.
Let's do. Hey, Carly, can you do me a favor? Max out at 1,000. Perfect. Let it max out at 1,000. I don't know why don't we have a Zoom account? Can you put the link in the side chat? Why do we have a Zoom account that lets us cap at 1,000? Like, don't we have a regular Zoom account that will let us do a regular Zoom without it being a webinar? Okay, so Alex, did you learn anything today?
Absolutely. So much.
Are
I feel
you
like-
ready to jump on a phone call tomorrow and make some mistakes?
Oh yeah. I'm great at making mistakes.
Okay, so here's what we're going to do tomorrow.
Okay.
Tomorrow, you and I are going to have you call 10 buyers. I'm going to have you use Privy.
Okay.
By the way, guys, there's the Zoom link in the side chat right there. That's the next Zoom we're going to go on. It is a Zoom we're going to be talking about. I'm not teaching how to raise private capital. I have a guest coming in that's going to talk about raising private capital. For some of my private community, they get really entitled sometimes about my time, and they feel like every Zoom, by the way, we do 39 private Zooms a week for Subto, and every once in a while when I want to share one outside of the community, people get upset even though they still had 38 private Zooms this week. So guys, don't let the entitlement of being a human being set in. I'm going to let other people come into that Zoom, okay? We're going to talk about raising capital for an hour. It'll be very quick. So Alex, here's what we'll do tomorrow. We will have you make 10 calls.
Okay.
Here's what I suggest you do. Okay. Do you have my wife's cell phone number?
I don't.
Harley, can you please make sure Alex gets the login for the Privy account that I'm using? What I want you to do tomorrow, an hour before we go live,
Okay.
I want you to practice going through Privy.
Absolutely.
Because I'm going to sit here, you are going to screen share what you are going through.
Okay.
And I want to guide you, but I want you to kind of know where to go and what to do. I want you to kind of be comfortable for an hour before we start.
Yeah, definitely.
And then I'm going to have you call and be my employee. So you're going to call these buyers.
Okay.
And you're going to say, hey, I work for a wholesaler named Pace Morby. And I'm wondering if you're looking for more deals.
Okay.
I saw your house on 123 Main Street. You guys did a great job of it. Just want to get more clarity. We are looking for more deals. And I'm trying to build a really small buyers list in East Valley. I'll give you the script before tomorrow.
Okay.
You don't need to write it down right now.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Got it. I'm excited.
Was there anything you learned today that you want to share with the audience of like, I did not know this, or was it too many things?
Oh my gosh, too many things. But honestly, I feel the biggest thing that I learned is the fact that all of that information that you need to start doing the thing is already online. You don't have to really have any special access. Like there's so many different free websites out there. I mean, obviously it's going to be much easier if you have a subscription, especially to Privy. It looks super user friendly. So I can't wait to like dive in.
Yeah, the information that you get on Privy of like mortgage statements, all that kind of stuff, that is not free online. Like you won't be able to find that. But being able to get a hold of people and just pick up the phone.
Mm-hmm.
What's amazing is the number one thing that just keeps people away from it is just that one. You saw, here's my problem. When I make phone calls, there's two things that happen. One, I actually drum up business on every single call I make. I've never made a call on Privy. I'm sorry, I've never made a call on the Elephant Challenge in a year and a half that I did not drum up some sort of business from that call.
That's wild.
Never once. It's never once happened. I've never made one call that I did not drum up some sort of business from a call.
Yeah.
Why?
Massive
Because
connection.
I understand Subto, I understand Wholesale, I understand Gator. Okay, great. And I ask them what they have and I can bring value to them in whatever capacity. And I just pick up the phone. So the big thing tomorrow is just you getting on the phone. And the goal tomorrow for everybody is to walk away having 10 buyers so that when we start on Friday, we're going to start calling agents and we're then going to start asking agents to send us deals so we can send to our buyers. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. You understand now why we're calling buyers before we call sellers.
Absolutely.
Cool. Do you feel like this gentleman that we called today that has the project manager, Manny, and his whole team that's doing 2 or 3 flips a month, do you think that gives you confidence when you're calling a seller or an agent that you know for sure you have a solid buyer to buy the deal when you finally get it under contract?
Yeah, it gives me a lot of confidence.
Cool.
I mean, you are making that, you're doing the research and you're making the runway to be able to get it done.
Love it. Guys, did anybody who enjoyed the basics of real estate today? Do you ever Gator fund to someone you wholesale to? All the time. Happens all the time. Now, for the Gators out there, if you're a Gator, it's like, I've not done a Gator deal before. You see all those people? Check this out. Every one of these people that we pulled up is a client that is currently using a Gator to do their deals. Okay, let's pull this up again. Privy. Okay, All right, so check this out. Every one of the flips in the country that is happening could use a Gator. Every single one of them. So there's 173,000 flips that have been closed in just the last like 90 days. Every one of those people, okay, every one of those people could use a Gator to do a deal. Let's see. Investor activity. Sedona? No, I don't want Sedona. Screw Sedona.
Why screw Sedona?
It's just too far away. I really like Sedona. It's really awesome. Okay, so you see all these blue dots? Alex?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. If I click on fix and flips, there's 2,619 people that I can call on that have used a Gator. Every one of these people have used a Gator. Depending on the Gator strategy, it's Gator 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, depending on the how they set up their loans. There's not one person here that cannot use your money. Not one person. Every single one of these people, you can call them just like I did today. And
Yeah.
every single one of them can use a Gator.
That
It's
is
kind of impossible
so much
not.
opportunity.
Yeah, it's like every single time I call one of these people, let's say they go, no, I kind of find my own deals. I don't really need any deals right now. I can always turn around and go, well, do you guys need money? How many people do you think are going to say no?
0.
There you go. Okay. What is the Privy link? The Privy link is startwithprivy.com. Start with, I have to wear it on a t-shirt. Startwithprivy.com. By the way, guys, we're going to jump onto a different Zoom. We're going to have Hunter Thompson talking about raising private capital. And we're going to do probably an hour long. I just gave you guys the Zoom link right there. I'm going to pop off for 3 minutes, say hi to my girls, and I will see you guys over there. Carly, email it out to everybody. Tell everybody we're going to do email it to the Gators, the Subto, email it to everybody in the Elephant Challenge. We'll give them a little bonus today. Alex, you killed it today.
Thank you. Thank you for your patience with me.
I think everybody appreciated it. How many people appreciated Alex being on here? Was this kind of a good change of pace to be able to have Alex here asking these questions? Look how many people appreciated you today.
I feel the love. Thank you, Pace. Thanks for the opportunity. And I can't wait to be on here.
We're going to get you a deal. We'll get you something in your portfolio. Not this challenge, but we will get you something in your portfolio this year.
It'll give me something to look forward to.
It'll be give you something to be scared about in the future.
Absolutely.
Okay, we'll see you guys on the next Zoom in a couple of minutes, and then I'll see you guys